And we're live.
We're live. Woohoo! Good evening, dogged contenders and Avatar airbenders, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where the story is made up and the XP doesn't matter. Joining me today.
Yeah, because Alex won't level us up anyway.
Wow. Joining me today are Chris as Hazel, the dragonborn druid, Abigail as Nettle, the halfling fighter, Lucy as Kat, the Aasimar rogue, and Megan as Rosalind, the Yuan Ti pureblood warlock. Ryan is currently MIA, as Gray is somewhere whisked away and will be returning to us next time. Let me do a quick check for the sound. Okay, sounds good. So, and don't forget that if you like what a character did, yes, you can give them inspiration by cheersing 300 bits, telling us which character you want to give that inspiration to, and telling us what they did to make you want to cheers, or even if it is because you want them to survive. Anyways, we're kind of running behind, so I'm going to jump right into things here with previously on SteamSpell. The party continued their fight with the corrupted monk in the 5 Points Garden of Ghostwatch. During the battle, it appeared that Hazel had died, and Kat and Roz rejoined the bloody battle against the monk. Fiercely battling and holding on to their lives by a thread, the Star-Touched were able to scrape on by the skin of their teeth and were able to defeat the corrupted monk. The group gathered themselves and dragged Gray and Hazel to the cathedral. Gray was alive, but Hazel appeared to be dead, and much heartbreak was had. After resting, Hazel awoke seemingly back to his actual age, and he believed he had achieved deceiving the void into being dead and removing the curse placed on him before he had met the party. The group delved into the magnificent cathedral before heading down into the crypts using a ring they had found at the battle site on the body of the corrupted monk. They had to escape a void creature, but before they could, it had taken Gray and captured him, taking him to a void dimension of some kind. The group proceeded into Magno Adel, descending into the Adelian structure. Dear God, what was that? If you're gonna do that, descending into the Adelian structure, Rosalind used some arcane interrogation techniques on a dead person to divulge that the Wokenai, a cult devoted to the void, were present in Magno Adel. An argument between Kat, Roz, and Nettle erupted, which had the exchange was heard by the Farseer and brought cultists to them. The Farseer closed the session with now Wokenai close their eyes forever. And that is where we will be starting off, is the battle between our intrepid adventurers and the cult here. So we're going to just jump right into rolling initiative.
Oh, cool.
Yay.
All right.
I have my
Always a
character
thrilling
sheet.
way to start a session.
I can't believe you're going to make me pull up Roll20 this early into the night.
I don't even have my character sheet with
you,
me.
You didn't even, no one got the chance of the, oh shit, I don't have my character sheet up.
I think like all four of us did that.
I had mine.
I'm usually
I had
notorious
mine
for
loaded,
this.
barely. Roll20 did not want to load, but I had it up. Is my token on the map?
It should be. It is down here by the weird reactor
Aha.
thing.
22.
I'm in AB, Roll20. I was like, where are you guys?
I did that. I
Yeah.
opened the equivalent one too.
16.
Oh, yeah. I should
16 for Nettle.
16.
roll a 9.
I got it. 6.
Who else's asses do I have to kick tonight?
A lot of ass.
I'm going to kick all the ass.
A lot of ass is gonna have to be kicked tonight.
I swear now.
Nice.
Yes. Remember Nettle yelled.
She said the fuck word.
Really?
She said the fuck word. Oh no.
She said imagine if her parents had heard her.
Randy would be so disappointed in us.
Beans.
Beans, yes. So our combat order is going to be Kat, the Farseer, Nettle, Hazel, the cultists, and Rosalind.
Oh boy.
So,
What are those blobs?
Oh dear.
Which blobs?
The blobs.
The containment tanks, like the glass tanks
No,
on the side?
No, the blobs.
Are they cultists?
Yeah, the blobs. They're like
They look very
heads and
blobby.
roads. Oh. Yeah, they're cultists. So the party stands within this metallic room, and there's kind of pipes and a humming piece of machinery in the center of this room, glowing with crystals and with a spinning like spherical type adornment on the top of it.
Did it again.
Cool. All right. Cool. Cool.
So, other descriptors in the room, there are glass containers, like large glass containers on the other side. And there's also a bunch of dead bodies and ruined constructs kind of strewn about the room. And Kat, feel free to do your thing whenever you're ready.
I'm gonna run straight at the Farseer. I'm gonna bonus action dash, and then I'm gonna try and stab him. I will take an opportunity attack from that cultist.
All right, sounds good.
25 to hit?
Yeah, that'll hit. What's your AC again?
17.
So the cultist will hit with the attack of opportunity.
Ouch.
And will hit you for 6 psychic damage.
Very ouch.
And you will hit the Farseer.
I get sneak attack because swashbuckling. How much? Is it 3d6? I think it's 3d6. Ooh. That one. 22 plus. It's been a long time since I feel like I've hit with an attack, so
It's been a minute.
see if I can remember my modifiers. 22 points of piercing damage.
22 points? Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me do some quick maths here. All right, so Kat sprints across the room, and as she runs by one of the cultists, it, like, reaches out with, like, tendrils from underneath its hood, and, like, kind of like these ethereal tendrils kind of glance you as you're running by, and then you run forward and you stab the Farseer in his side, and he just... And is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That is all I can do.
All right, the Farseer is up.
Oh god. This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
Yikes.
Yikes. Hey, Chris.
Nope.
Oh no.
I'm using
No,
my
Chris.
no.
No,
What?
Chris, we need the episode 15 layout up.
Why did it unchange? All right, hold on.
All right, that's just a quick fix. So the Farseer is going to kind of raise his arm and like bring it down, and he disappears in a quick puff of purplish smoke type
That
stuff.
son of a bitch! I used all my movement to get over here.
And he's gonna appear over here now,
Where is over here? Where is it? Where is he?
in
By
between
the
you
glowy
and
crystal
Celsius.
thing.
Oh no.
Doesn't he know I'm fixing the layout?
Ah, he's fucking far away from me.
How dare.
There, what is with this sheet here? Is this not the updated one for the Farseer? Oh no, it didn't save changes I made. All right. Anyway, oh, there they are. So, Nettle,
Yes.
my dear friend,
Uh-oh. Yes.
I'm gonna need a save from you. I'm gonna tell you in a second what save you need to make.
Okay.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. I knew it was wisdom. Why am I even checking that?
I don't know. It's your game. Ugh. 9. Did I pass?
So Nettle, the Farseer, kind of spreads his arms, and his eyes like flash this deep violet, and you feel like you just feel a foreign presence start whispering in your mind.
Oh God.
and you feel yourself lose control.
Oh no.
Nettle, with your
Okay.
turn, turn around and attack Rosalind for me.
Okay.
I thought you said she lost control.
Well, I don't feel like rolling for her. I don't want to pull out her character sheet, but
No, I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure she was about to do that anyway.
No, she wasn't gonna physically attack Rosalind. The
Just
party's just falling
emotionally.
apart. She was just gonna start yelling and then start crying eventually, you know.
Oh man,
As
that's
you
fun
do.
every day.
Just nettle things.
And that's just an Abby thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a Lucy thing too. I relate.
so yeah, attack Rosalind twice, please, or for your usual
Right now?
attack action. Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, is okay. Jeez. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Nat 20.
Rude.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Oh, big
Ooh,
yikes.
not
Cuts
cool.
deep.
Ouch.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Why are you saying that?
I have to do some math one second.
Ouch.
It's never good when they say, I just gotta do some math. Hold on.
17.
Okay.
I would assume if Nettle does not have any control, what she would logically do is use her unwavering mark.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
I'm in ouch land.
And then
That was a big hurt.
19 to hit.
Yeah, my AC is 15, girl. I'm a caster.
Another 10 damage.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
so sorry.
That would have
I
killed
have-
me.
I was
Wait,
at
how
full
much?
health. I now have 14 hit points.
Oh man.
That
So,
would
Okay.
have killed me.
Oh shit.
so Nettle, no matter how much you're protesting and how much you are telling yourself, charge at the Farseer, you hear this whisper in the back of your mind, this discordant, cacophonous whispering, turn for us, attack your slithering friend. And Nettle turns around, and Rosalind, not expecting this, she's able to catch Rosalind with her face, or just, and is able to just cut deep wounds into Rosalind. And that will be her turn. Krukazel,
I
you're
would just-
up.
I would like to imagine that as this is happening, like tears are just streaming down her face, like she can't stop it.
Sure. Yep.
She's attacking one of her friends, even if
Well-
she's mad at them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's like a character thing. I'm totally cool with it. Krukazel, you're up.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Alright, I'm gonna cast Slow on the Farseer and 2 of these minions.
All right. What's the save on that?
That's a good question. I believe it's Wisdom. Yeah, Wisdom.
The Farseer is going to fail miserably.
Good, little bitch.
It would help if I rolled the right die instead of picking one up and just rolling
The 10's fine. You can use the D10.
it. Nat 1 for the
Good.
cultists.
Yeah, heck these
They're
guys.
all slowed.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, they got a little snail too.
Okay, so each target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity
Ooh.
saves.
Ooh.
And it can't use reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or a bonus, not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If the creature casts a spell, they need to roll a d20 on 11 or higher. The spell doesn't take effect until next turn.
That's insane.
Yeah, slow's broken.
Slow and haste are like the
Yeah, they're
slow and
busted.
haste. And it's not even just D&D. It's like every game I play, slow and
Yeah.
haste are busted. All right. Well,
It's really frustrating to be slowed.
Yeah.
well, with
Doesn't
that,
matter what.
So
game it
yeah,
is.
I'm just gonna have out of the stone ground, all of this frost starts to congeal up, and it just kind of freezes around them, slowing them down.
hell yeah. All right. It is the cultist's turn. Rosalind, you'll be up after them. The first 2 cultists will attack Cat for attacking their master. And that's going to be a 21 and a dirty 20.
Well, yeah.
I might die.
You take 14 points of psychic damage from the both of them. And then the other 2 are going to attempt to attack Krukazel, the slowed ones. They have a penalty to their attack, correct?
Negative, or no, not to their attack. They're fine. They can only do it once, though.
All right. That the attacks are a 10 and a 9.
No, finally, somebody missed me.
So, like, these cultists, you see from under their hoods these ethereal tendrils spread out, and they just start shooting these little blasts of energy. And, Kat, when they hit you, you feel them sear into your mind and kind of, like, cut into your mind like a knife.
Yikes.
And with
I'm not
that,
happy.
Rosalind, you are up. Nettle just kicked the
Um,
snot out of you.
Yeah.
Sorted me hard. It was a hard sorting.
because you did get unwavering marked, you do have disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target me.
Well, I am targeting you. So
Okay.
now here's the question,
cool.
Alex.
All right.
I am about to engage in a battle of wills. I feel like Roz would know how her abilities work and how they interact with other similar spells.
Okay.
So you let me know if Roz would think this is an absolutely stupid idea and wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I want to cast Suggestion on Nettle.
Okay.
I feel like she's under a similar effect already. How would that interact? Would it be a save just against me and then it would override it? Or
So you're casting Suggestion?
that's what I would like to do.
All right. So roll it like a spell attack, and I'll have you face off against the Farseer's spellcasting DC.
Okay. My spell attack bonus is +7, so that's an 18 total
So
average.
yeah. So how does it look while you cast Suggestion?
Okay. I think Nettle has just slashed me a few times, and I can see that she's clearly upset even as she's attacking me. And just when she's done with the backswing of her second attack, I lean down and make direct eye contact with her. I'm like, Nettle, I suggest you stop attacking me and go after that guy over there.
So Nettle, you feel as Rosalind's like gaze pierces into your eyes, you're able to you hear the voices in the back of your head receding, and you feel control. You feel yourself regaining control.
Free action to apologize.
You use your reaction to apologize to Rosalind. Rosalind, do
A
you have...
whole reaction?
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Rosalind, do you have any other actions you'd like to take?
Does she look more in control of herself to me now?
Yes, she kind of had like that glazed over look before, and then she starts apologizing profusely after you do this too. She's
Okay.
like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Wait, don't mention it. And then I'm gonna leave her and go
Nice.
to the other side of her castle. That's my turn.
Alrighty, Kat, you're up.
I'm gonna stab that cultist that's right by me. The slow. Well, will he get a save on the slow if I stab him?
Yeah, he's slowed.
But
He
will,
do-
if I
no,
stab
it
him,
doesn't
will he-
break it. No, you're good.
Sweet. I'm gonna stab him.
He has a -2 AC.
Yeah, no, Crew Hazel has to take like a butt ton of damage to basically lose it.
Yeah.
I think that's a 23 to hit.
Yup.
Oh, is that all?
Kill him.
I'm doing my best. Oh, not a good roll. Bad roll. 2, 5, 7,
Okay.
11 points of damage on that first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna try and hit him again.
Go for it.
17 to hit.
Yup.
That's it. 3 damage.
All right. So Kat, you kind of run up to this cultist that was just shooting this mind energy at Crew Hazel, and you just and he just and as you stab him in the back, it is the Farseer's turn. Unless you had any other actions you were going to take.
Nope.
All right. Crew Hazel.
Yeah, this is a rip.
Can you please make me an intelligence
Oh, buddy.
saving throw?
Oh, buddy, that's an 8.
Oh boy, howdy. Oh boy, howdy.
Dadgummit.
Just 1 second. Allow me to do some quick math. 8 plus 4
Oh, no.
plus 4 plus
Quick
5 plus
maths.
5.
Did he just say 8 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5?
Nope, didn't hear that. I heard 1 plus 1.
So Krukazel, you see the Farseer just kind of like he puts his hands to his head like this, and the in between the section in between the max starts crackling with this void energy, and it just arcs across the whole field towards your mind, and you take 46 points
Dude, I'm fucked.
of psychic damage.
Yeah, I'm out. That's their time today for those keeping track. Good thing negatives aren't a thing.
Oh man.
If
You took a long rest, Krukazel.
No, he took a short rest.
I thought you took a long rest.
We did take a short rest.
We only
Took a
short
short-
rested, and I was dead for it, so I didn't get to do anything. Well, I also got shit on by the giant ooze, so that's why I'm so low. So I'm
Oh yeah,
I'm
the big,
out, yeah.
the squiggly creature. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're no longer slowed either. That drops.
All right, and that'll be the Farseer's turn. I mean, it'll be Nettle's turn. Farseer's turn's
Oh,
over.
okay. I was like, all right. Yeah, my mind's all clear now, so I am going to attack this dude.
Go for it. Charge him.
But I'm gonna swap my sword for my lance as I'm going,
Sure.
and I would like to stabby.
Stabby away.
Big stab. 12 to stab.
12 to stab. Let me check, because I have to check with that minus there. No, that'll miss.
How about 25 to stab?
25? Yeah, that'll do.
6 damage, and then I am real tired of all this BS going around. I was in the middle of a fight. I got rudely interrupted while I was making my very valid point, and I would like to action surge.
Go for it.
19,
That'll hit.
11 damage. Is action
Alright.
surge? Action surge. I take another. Do I take another 2 attacks or just the
Yeah,
one?
you use the attack action again.
Another 19 to hit,
That'll hit.
and then 13 damage.
So, Nettle,
Yes.
you have Maximus rear up, and you charge the Farseer and just drive your lance into his shoulder. It just
How dare you make me hurt my friends?
Krukazel. Now's the time to not roll a 1. Where's
think
Chris?
he's off not rolling ones.
Oh, I need
I-
Chris.
Did he
I
rage
think
quit?
No,
already
come
used
back!
My healing ability. Well, the first time he went down.
Yeah.
So,
Chris!
do we have a healer on the team right now?
I can stabilize.
He has to just
Good
survive
enough.
this check. All right. Well, anyone, do we have any? Let me check chat. I haven't. No one said anything in chat, so.
Come on, chat, say
This might,
things.
Roll
this might
call.
Be the one that
We
TV
need
gave
help.
Us, so.
There's Chris. He's
There
back
he is.
now.
We thought you rage quit,
Rage
dude.
quitter.
All right, I need a
Rage
save versus
quitter.
death.
Oh,
I just
no.
needed my tea. That's a 7. That's Phil.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
wait,
chat,
did they
chat, we
reset?
need moral support.
Did they reset?
Yeah, I didn't really have any specific
Yes.
rules for how they worked.
I think
It resets once you're up.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
I would have just died.
I mean,
No,
we're-
it resets once you come back up. So you
Yeah, I
could
mean,
like go back to
everyone-
1 hit point, get knocked back down, and it would still reset.
Okay.
everyone
I think
rules it differently. I'm not going to kill you on some weird discrepancy regarding save versus death. So,
All right, if you're sure.
yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Cultists are up.
I can't take another hit like that, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, This one's going to move forward and do something really dirty. And attempts to shoot Krukazel.
Who you fucker?
Tries to hit him while he's down. Krukazel does a 12 hit.
Yeah. Oh wait.
So-
wait. Yeah, it does.
Your
So-
AC is below a 12?
Yeah, my AC is 12.
Oh
So the
Oh no.
the cultist like just shoots. The tendrils come out again, and it shoots a mind wave at Krukazel, who's on the ground already and bleeding out because they're dirty like that.
Did he roll at disadvantage because I'm prone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Damn it.
It was like a nat. It was like
I believe you.
The other one is going. Another one's going to attack Nettle. I take it. 9 doesn't hit.
Oh no. No, it doesn't.
How does a 25 sound to hit?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
So the furthest cultist shoots a mind wave at Nettle, and Nettle, you take 6 points of psychic damage as like this searing mind knife seeps into your brain.
Oh dear.
And then the one engaged with Cat is going to attempt to attack and will miss with a 10. So it like tries to send the tendrils out, and Cat's like parrying them like no.
Not today, fucker.
Rosalind, you're up.
Okay, so he's at 2 fails.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I could stabilize you, but that doesn't reset your count.
I'll be fine.
I kind of want to make you invisible, but then you might just die invisible.
Oy.
Let's kick around. Let's try to find our old dragon man.
I will cast Spare the Dying on my sweet dragon boy.
Oh.
I'll reach down and touch Kazel awkwardly on the face, and I'll glare at the cultist to hit him. Like, he's not even threatening you, come on! And then I will shuffle around in front of Krukazel, feeling a little guilty about using him as a shield, although it was successful.
Although successfully. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, it works.
Yes.
If you have nothing else you'd like to do, it will be Cat's turn.
Yeah, I think that's all I have actions for.
I'm gonna stab this cultist.
Who is no
24 to
longer...
hit.
Yep, doesn't even matter.
25 to hit.
Yep, nope, doesn't even matter.
19 points of damage.
Yeah, how do you kill this cultist?
Not just through the throat.
Alright, just through the...
And then I run for the Farseer, because I have an attack left.
Go for it.
And I stab him.
Go, yeah.
Oh, bad. 9.
So you come up
here.
here. So you come up behind the Farseer, and he turns around, and like as you go to stab him, he puts a hand up, and you just this psionic force field is preventing your blade from stabbing him. And it's
That's
the Farseer's turn.
How dare.
He'll disappear into a puff of smoke again.
Pussy.
Reappear by the door on your far side, and will bolt into the other room.
What other room? I don't see another room.
There's a door on the other side.
You're a coward.
Oh, we have to go in another room.
He's turning tail and running. Nettle, you're
No, I want to chase him.
currently engaged with enemies.
No, I'm not.
Well, the whole party is technically engaged.
Oh.
Well, congratulations.
I'm just saying, like, we're not going the chase rules.
All right, I'm going to very skillfully run around so I don't engage any of the cultists because I'm already engaged. Thank you very much. Don't want to get married more than once. And I'll come about to close to the door, but not close enough to run through it.
All right, sounds good. Krukazel, you're unconscious and stable.
Yeah.
Make peace with whatever gods you wish.
No.
I could dash through the door,
Would you want to dash through the door?
but I have to wait until everyone's done here to continue stuff.
I mean, no, we can have something happening off that screen as you try to chase down the Farseer.
Yeah, I'm going to chase him. Meow. I chase.
All right, Nettle's giving chase. The cultists are up. One will attack Cat because, well, she hurt his friend. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Ooh. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes.
And then Rosalind, you'll be getting the final mind beam for
Can I
15.
uncanny dodge?
It's
It's a reaction.
Sure, you can uncanny dodge.
Do I want to use that here?
I mean, you get it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
All right. You would have taken 10 points of psychic damage.
That was a good call.
Where's this beam coming from?
The cultist right here.
I don't want to be attacked by a cultist. I will. No, I'll just take it. That's fine.
All right.
That's fine.
And you take 7 points of psychic damage.
I'm still standing.
So the
I'm still
cultists,
standing.
the ethereal tendrils come out again and start shooting more mind knives towards Cat and Roz. Krukazel unconscious on the ground, unaware of what is going on. Nettle has given chase to the Farseer. Rosalind, your turn.
Okay. I'm not really sure what to do. She's not gonna attack these guys. She's going. Are there any snakes in this room by chance?
No.
There's a ton. I don't know how we missed them.
That would have been so convenient.
There's a mild army in the corner.
Why did it have to be snakes?
I wish I could just. Okay, here's my issue. She's not gonna lethally attack these guys. I know with melee attacks, or I guess technically any attack by rules of written, but it doesn't make sense to me. If you take them down to 0, you can declare whether it's lethal or not.
Yes, correct.
Can I do non-lethal with an Eldritch Blast?
I will say yes, because you're controlling your magic.
Okay, I don't know how that works. I guess she aims at their feet
I guess.
or something.
Yes, the head.
Slightly weaker.
Yes, she's gonna blast the square of and just concussive force non-lethally this cultist that's by Cat.
Why are we sparing his life?
Roz does not kill cultists for reasons. So
Whoa.
her first
reasons.
attack is a 24. If that hits, it does 10 points of force damage.
Yep, that'll hit.
Is he still conscious?
He is still up.
All right. She will make a frustrated noise and throw another blast beam at their feet.
That will also hit.
All right.
and-
16 for another 10 points.
And so you kind of hit him in the shoulder and then you hit him in the foot and he just falls flat on his face. And you hear a thunk and they don't move after that.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll be okay. Just like a real bad headache. Wake up tomorrow and be fine and go back to their families.
All right. Cat.
I
you're
run up to this guy and I stab him.
All right.
There's not a lot I can do. Dirty 20.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh, 17 points of damage.
Yep, that'll hurt.
And then I stab him again for a 22.
Yep, that'll hit.
I'm gonna come back as a rogue.
It's another 4 points of damage.
All right, describe the way you'd like to take this one out.
Just slit his throat again.
So-
No time for nonsense or fancy things. They
So-
just need to die.
So Cat runs up, jumps on the guy, and like lands on like with her feet on his chest, and just like with her rapier also stabbing into his stomach, just takes the dagger and just runs it across his throat and just. Nettle,
Technically, I'm dual wielding short swords, but the flavor.
the Farseer poofs in a cloud again and gets a little further from you as you are. I have to describe the room you're entering.
Sorry, I'm covered in cheese dust. Okay.
All right. So you enter a room. Hold on, I gotta find my notes on this because there's a lot going on here. So in this room, you pass by a hallway and into this large chamber. It's cavernous almost, but artificial.
Okay.
And there are metal walkways that are kind of form like a circle around like this great floating cube in the center. This cube that's like, it's black, but then there's like little glowing etchings in it. And the cube is surrounded by these two large orbiting discs. The edges on these discs glow, and the cube is humming softly.
Uh-oh.
It glows energy running throughout, and it creases in asymmetrical ways. The Farseer disappears and reappears and starts running on a platform on the other side of this cube. You're going to have to run around the cube.
I run around the cube. Do I have enough movement to do so and stabby?
You'd have to dash to catch up to the Farseer.
Is he running away from me?
Yes, he is running away. He is turning tail, running, being a coward.
Yes, I would like to dash. That's 90 feet.
All right, so you're on like the Farseer's feet, on his heels.
I'm going to use a free action to yell at him.
All right.
Scold him.
And you hear in the back of your mind as you're trying to scold him, "You're far too late, child. The Wokenized plans have already been set in motion. It is only a matter of time."
Heck off.
And Kirkazel, you're up.
I'm gonna lay there.
All right.
Is
Kirkazel.
that a free action or a bonus action or?
I think it's
Sure.
kind of everything.
It's a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Kirkazel, you're kind of lying there, and you kind of hear whisperings and whatnot, and just fear the void.
Done. Accomplished.
Cultists are up, and this one's notices that the difference between how Raz and Kat are taking care of them, so he's going to attack Kat.
Bitch.
Hit me again while Cat's murdering them all.
You know, you're kind of the mortal enemy at the moment.
I get it.
13.
Nope.
All right, so like this desperate mind stab gets sent and goes whizzing by your head and just kind of ricochets off the machinery behind you.
Catches.
It
Miles
hits,
at him.
it hits
Winks.
me.
Rosalind, you're up.
All right, I am going to try not to cough. Go after. Are you within range? Yeah, Eldritch Blast and shoot into space. I'm gonna shoot this last cultist non-lethally.
Go for it.
Pew number 1, 20 for 12 points of force damage.
Yup.
Is it still standing?
Still standing.
Pew number 2, an 11.
The 11 will not hit. So you pew once and just hit the cultist like in the shoulder, and, and you try to pew again, and it goes whizzing by his head, hitting a big piece of machinery behind him.
Fail pew. More of a pew pow.
Cat.
Less of a pew, more of a poo.
Yeah, a
Oof.
pew poo.
I run up and stab him.
Yep. And he's just got that, oh,
I
shit
have
face.
one thing that I can do, and I do it real good.
All right.
Alex, are your segments 6 rounds? Or 6 seconds, sorry.
Yeah, my rounds,
25
yeah.
to hit.
25 hits. That was a lot of dice. Do I just...
17.
Yep, I should have just called it. All right, yeah, he how do you want to end this cultist?
I don't even stop running. I just
Just
stab him across the gut, keep running, just disembowel him.
All right.
I'm running
done,
after
you know.
Nettle.
All right, well, we're going to exit combat at this moment as Nettle is chasing the Farseer. At the end of the battle, Cat's giving chase. Rosalind, what are you going to do at the end of the battle?
I would... Shit, I can't just leave Kirkazel here. I move as if I'm going after my children who are running away from me, and then I stop and I look at the dead guy on the floor behind me. Again.
I've
And
been
I
dead
go
all
back.
day.
I stomp back to retrieve him.
Alrighty. So Nettle, you run through this cavernous room, and you
Okay.
run by the big cube with the orbiting discs. You run through. Where's this? There's my map.
I'm chasing her. I'm very fast.
Cat is
beast.
trying to catch up. And Cat will eventually catch you. But Nettle, you pass through another long corridor and you reach a room similar to the one you saw in Aos Adel. A lot of flashing crystals, crystalline screens, and a large window is like on the other end of the wall, and the window's only looking at the cavernous, cavern before that you entered Magno Adel in, and
Okay.
you have the Farseer cornered.
Am I close enough to attack him at this point?
You could move forward and attack him.
I would like to do so. Oh, sorry. I would like to do so. And be 10 feet away so I can stab with my lance.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming an 11 does not hit, but that a 19 will.
The 19 hits.
7 damage, and I will unwavering mark him.
All right. Nettle, you charge forward, and you don't even wait to hear what he has to say to you.
Nope.
And you drive the lance right into his neck, and you pin him into the window.
Get rude, boy.
And you hear in the back of your mind, "You're too late." And his hand reaches out, hovers over a red crystal, floating crystal, and he touches it, and it like does one of those. And Kat, as that is happening, that's when you run into the room here.
The theme with me, I think, just being a couple seconds too late.
I mean, this is a psychologically scarred party night, so.
Okay, I fling the door open and run in after Nettle. What's happening?
And you just hear a voice echoing along with Nettle. And Raz and Krukazel, you'll hear this too, even though you're unconscious. "I am defeated, yes. But I am merely one of many eyes, observing the ever-dreaming one that slumbers. You cannot win. You cannot stop oblivion."
Does the sleeping one mean anything to me?
Not to you, no. And after he says this, crystals throughout these ruins begin glowing harsh red, and you hear burn, 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 burn.
I look at Nettle and I'm like, time to go.
And this is they seem to be in tandem with this harsh sound that's the lights are flashing in tandem with the harsh sounds that are repeating over and over. Magno Adel begins to rumble slowly as a hissing sound can be heard from deeper from the room that you chased the Farseer through with the giant cube.
Are we split up? Like, are we on?
Yes.
That cube is between both of us, right?
The slates on the far walls of the room that were like kind of half covering windows, they slam open with metallic clanks, showing more of the cavern before you. With one final flash, the earth around the windows show bright violet light and in spectacular color, as now, in a matter of a second, Magno Adel floats in an expanse similar to the void pockets that you were in, Nettle, during the fight with the corrupted monk. Vast emptiness surrounds the area outside Magno Adel. Beyond, swirling clouds of energy dance chaotically amongst distant points of light. It is eerily beautiful, yet frightening, as various eyes and appendages appear around Magno Adel before it shakes and flashes again. Now Magno Adel appears to be suspended, so like it kind of stops shaking and everything just settles down. Just the lights stop flashing, the alarm sound stops going off. And when you look out the window again, Magno Adel is now suspended over a city. In the air.
Well,
Which city?
That's weird.
When you observe the city below, it looks kind of what would be familiar as Ghostwatch, as you recognize what would have been the 5 Point Garden, and where the cathedral was is now a massive hole in the ground.
Fuck.
So Raz, you had the flashing lights and the shaking and rumbling, and then it just stopped. You didn't see all of the craziness going down.
No, what Roz has is she has Krukazel's arms. She's managed to get them over her shoulders. And she's like leaning forward to try to pull him up, but she has her strength is an 11. She's not really well equipped to be carrying a full-grown dragonborn, but she's trying her best. And she's just like, she sees the flashing lights, she feels the rumbling. She's like, motherfucker, I can't believe your timing is so terrible. We got to go down to here.
So you try to re-enter the room you came in through, and it's slammed shut. But no matter how hard you try and open this door, it won't budge during this. But after the rumbling stops,
Question.
yes,
The Farseer is for sure dead, though. We killed him.
yeah,
Well,
no,
Nettle killed him.
his
Go
body's
ahead.
slumped down where Nettle left him.
I
Good.
would like to loot the corpse.
Yeah, let's see. What does the Farseer have on him? Roll me a D100.
Oh boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy.
I always get so nervous when you ask us to roll the D100s.
This is not a bad thing.
27.
It's just a loot thing.
Usually when I ask for a roll a D100, it's not usually a bad thing. You said a 26?
Mine are.
27.
27.
Chris, yours are like, all right, you find this crazy guy trying to find a fork and a spoon.
The meat man.
Oh, you took the spoon? Okay.
Cat,
Loser.
you find on him a little, it looks to be like a looking glass. It's plated in like swirling gold, and it's lined with eyes on the side of it. Rubies are beset in where the pupils would be on these eyes.
And
And
when I look through it, does the room look different?
No, the room does not look different when you do look through it. But when you do go to look through it, it kind of hums softly.
Ooh, I don't trust that. I put it in my bag. I'll
All
get
right.
Rosalind or Gray to figure it out when we find him.
Yeah. So, Rosalind, at this point, are you still trying to exit this place?
I mean, exit is a strong word. She's just trying to move this pseudo corpse that she calls a friend over toward her other friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to, you can either use the hallways around the cube room, or you can try and go through the cube room.
Well, they're still in the cube room? They're like
They're beyond the cube room.
Yeah, you're like alone with my dead body, so
There's a scary
I can
glowing
do what
cube
they
between us and you.
just give me another minute here.
Chris, are you like counting down like the?
Yeah.
We'll say Krukazel comes too during. This.
No, that's not why I asked. I was doing something else cheesy, but that works too.
Yeah, Krukazel comes too during this mess.
But did the noise, like the alarm sound, stop?
Yep.
Okay.
The place remains calm. Freudian slip there. Yep.
What do you mean,
Definitely
ship?
not a steampunk airship. Totally not at all.
Chris, I want more sci-fi.
I'm not on the ship, Alex.
Me with tonight's plans.
Listen, when I said add more steampunk to the steampunk setting, this is not what I meant.
So I just need to know: are you going through the cube room, or are you going to go around the cube room?
I feel like Roz would get to the door and see the cube and not see her friends, and just like stop and awkwardly hold her Krukazel and be like, Cat? Nettle?
Do we hear her?
Yeah, you can kind of hear her voice echoing throughout.
Well, what do you
Rosalind?
think, Krukazel? Oh, shit. They heard me. Okay. Should I go through there, or are you okay? Or do I hang here with...
We're fine. Nettle, you're fine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're fine. Farseer's dead.
Okay, well, I'm just in this room with lots of corpses, but I don't think any of them are moving.
Can you tell what the heck that cube thing is?
I'll take a look. And she will, not super gently, just kind of let her Hazel go.
I have
So-
to ask how
I
close
go
you plan
check.
on getting.
She just wants to see if she can figure out what it is. So she'll
Okay.
do some detect magic. She can do that for free.
Kat wants to just like stick her head through the door. She's not gonna get close to it. Although she went close to it once and it hasn't killed her. So
Which door are you looking through?
I mean, Nettle and I are on the other side of the room with the cube, right?
Yeah.
And
There's like a
another
long
chamber.
There's a long ass corridor, and then there are other chambers offsetting this room as well.
Okay, I'm just gonna peek back, see what I can see. I'm not gonna get close to it, but I want to see what I can see about this cube.
So it's it is kind of like slowed now. Like the orbiting of the discs was faster, the lights were flashing more before, and now it's like steaming with it just.
I'm kind of picturing like the Tesseract, just kind of hanging there, glowing, but big.
Yeah, it's big. It's like big AF. Like,
okay, cool. How taller than me, or like just
yeah, like house size.
big.
Like it's like a small house. Yeah.
House
I
size.
was
All
picturing
right.
it smaller than that.
And then it has like 2 large discs that orbit it, and there's all glowy stuff all over it. Roz, when you detect magic, this thing is just like magic up the wazoo.
Oh, that hurts my beautiful eyes. I'm going to do some science.
All right, science.
I'm going
check.
The
to.
caster is
What
going
do
to
you
do
roll
science.
for science?
Arcana is usually what I do for
I'm
science.
going to
The literal
pull.
opposite of science.
I'm gonna
It
pull an ace of spades out of my left sleeve,
Oh man.
Let's see.
and I'm gonna toss it at the cube.
So you kind of try to toss it at the cube, and it just kind of like floats down to the chasm below the cube, and then after a little bit, it appears back in your sleeve.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I have plenty of time to practice my card throwing. So if nothing else, I'm about to develop a skill, y'all. I'm gonna practice until I hit
Okay.
this bad boy.
Well, Rosalind seems to have the cube thing in hand. I would go check out the other chambers.
All right, are you gonna rejoin your friends? This is the DM saying, "Don't Scooby Doo this."
Let us not split up and search for clues.
This is your DM.
Do I know that Crew Hazel got downed?
Yeah, you were there for that.
That's what I thought. I would like to go back to Crew Hazel.
Are you going through the cube room?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need you to make me a Constitution saving throw as you pass the cube.
Bummer.
Did you hear me when I said 15, or was I muted?
You were muted.
Oh, sorry, 15.
So as you begin to get close to the cube, your mind starts to hum, and it does not feel pleasant. It doesn't hurt yet, but you know you can probably tell it's going to be very difficult as you try to go closer to the cube.
I want to run by. I just want to like
All right.
dash.
I'll need another
Oh, no.
Constitution saving throw from you.
But I already went through the cube room. This didn't happen before.
This was you getting close. This was before. 18. So you're able to run by the cube. You take 4 points of psychic damage instead of the full 8.
Oh,
As-
that's it? Okay.
As your mind begins to, like, your brain just, it hurts, and it's like trying to, like, get through the cube, and you
Mhm.
rejoin your friends on the
Okay.
other side.
Cool. I have no way to help Crew Hazel at all. I just want to be there.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm almost awake, right? Like,
You're there. You're
Oh,
conscious.
okay.
You're,
I'm just,
Nettle's gonna like
you're at the 1 hit point.
yeah.
Nettle's gonna like kneel over him and be like, Crew, are you okay?
Yes, Nettle, I'm fine.
Oh, good.
Oh, good, you're awake. Okay, so check this out. Wow.
Is this hell?
Wow.
This is hell.
Look,
All right.
again,
Well, what the hell are we doing?
I'm trying to figure out what this is by doing some science. I want to see how it reacts when it's touched. Because I tried to detect magic and it hurt real bad. Very bright. Hella magical. So.
Well, we have to go through there? Yeah.
You can go. There's like hallways that kind of like curve around the whole room.
Do I find? Can I like explore and see if I can find any buttons to press?
I suppose.
I would like to find, but I am searching for buttons to press.
Okay. Cat is still in the other section.
And exploring. 'Cause I'm
All right. Everybody, group up. Team huddle. Team huddle.
Where are you going to huddle?
We are going to huddle
over Krukazel's prone body.
Yep.
I have a common sense modifier of 0, so
Yeah.
Oh, geez. So, well, Kat, you're poking around. Oh, she wasn't there for the last dungeon. You poke your head into the other room and you see a construct figure similar to the ones that were there when you
very
entered.
foolish.
Cool.
I don't mess with it.
It's just kind of sitting there and it's holding this like glowing orb with various colors.
Okay, in my experience, magic glowing orbs with multiple colors has not been, historically speaking, very good for the group. Or Krukazel in particular. So
As you-
gonna touch it.
All right, let's go group up
magical-
with Kat before she dies. All right.
I don't know. A magical glowing orb is how Nettle got her powers.
Nettle,
I don't know that.
as you're walking
No, you
towards where Kat is, roll me an investigation check.
Searching for buttons, things to press. 6. I have a -1 to investigation.
You find
Same.
you see what you think is a button on the wall, like a crystalline button similar to the one the Farseer was messing with earlier.
I'm gonna push it.
You push it,
This is why you don't travel with children.
and Nettle,
Oh, my.
for a second, you swear you see a skeletal hand reach out from the wall,
No.
just for a second. No one else sees this, just Nettle.
I'm gonna push the button again, see if it happens again.
Oh no! Do I see her pushing the button?
Krukazel, Nettle is just kind of pushing a spot on the wall. There's nothing there. It's just the smooth metal of the wall.
Nettle, what are you doing? It's just a wall. I'll just flick it.
Um,
I'm investigating.
and when
All right.
Krukazel flicks it, Nettle, you see like a slimy tendril crawl up around the floor around your feet for a second.
Evo, move.
What?
Nettle, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm
wanna-
not good at those.
I want to go home.
Dirty 20.
You're okay.
This place is evil. Let's go.
So y'all walk through these corridors. You pass through a side corridor that you didn't think to look into when you were chasing the Farseer. And you meet back up with Kat, who's staring into another room from this area. You see, Krukazel, you see the Farseer dead, big old gash through his neck.
I'm gonna cast frostbite on him.
All right, you do, and his body freezes.
Just out of spite.
Good enough.
And then you see Kat looking into the other room.
All right, everybody, huddle up. All right, gang.
Kat, when you walk away, the construct, detecting language,
Oh,
common tongue detected.
What the fuck?
that might have been my bad.
And then you hear from the other room that Kat was looking into, greetings, I am a Delian Oracle Unit number 3. I am the living interface for the Adelian Library.
Another oracle. Cool. We get to ask this one questions. Hello.
Greetings, you are of the kindred folk species.
I saw a wall do something really weird. What happened?
I have detected a recent departure into the realm known as the Void. The Void sailing was successful, but Magno Adel was unable to maintain a prolonged presence due to insufficient power to maintain Astropath shielding. Auxiliary power mode active.
Man, I knew exactly what I was talking about. That's crazy.
What else did I say?
I am in, and it just begins like shorting. Warning, warning, warning. And after that, the Adelian Oracle begins to shift in its color palette as its platinum silver becomes a rusty, dark color that sweeps over it, slowly turning the being from this metallic silver to a rusty, dull, dark gray. The smooth contours and curves turn into jagged spikes. Spurs and ridges form on its body, and the crystalline orb swirling that it holds in its hand turns into this fleshy purple lump that opens to reveal a bloodshot amber eye dripping with a greenish mucus substance.
Ew.
And it blinks.
Ew. Why are you so
How?
gross?
What happened? Why is it dripping?
Can I just? Do I assume it's just like been corrupted by the void, or?
You would, Crew Hazel.
Yeah, okay.
I want to poke it with a stick.
No, I do not want Nettle to poke it with a stick.
Nettle,
I
I
have a
will.
very long stick.
Nettle, there are many things I will let you do. I don't think that was one of them.
I support these.
I do have a very long stick. It's called a lance.
Yeah, I've seen you use it. Nettle. All right, we've got a bigger problem.
so Nettle pulls up her lance and is just like about to go poke it. Like she's like shuffling forward, and then I'm assuming Crew Hazel just kind of goes, we're not doing that today.
I'm like in front of her, just kind of absent-mindedly like batting it down while I'm checking out the robot. Is it like aggressive?
It doesn't appear to be aggressive, but the eye looks at you curiously, and it like blinks slowly, and it makes this gooey when it closes and opens the eye.
So it has eyelids then.
The orb, the colorful orb, is the eye, and it does kind of have these weird eyelids. The robot itself does not have eyes.
Oh. I think I'm picturing it correctly.
I don't know. Do I think that this is like the eye of a certain entity or anything like that?
Roll me an Arcana check.
I am quite smart.
Does it look like anything
6.
the biomancers would have made? Or is this something completely different?
If this is biomancer stuff, this is some weird mumbo jumbo. Crew Hazel, this is some strange magic bullshit going on. You can't really pinpoint what it is exactly. You find the longer that you look, all of you find the longer you look at the eye, the more angry you begin to feel.
I would like to not look at the eye any longer then. I'm gonna go to the windows because I don't really want to stay on this ship. What's up over there?
You look down. What's up?
No, go ahead.
You look down and you are hundreds of feet suspended over Ghost Watch. So jumping down is going to hurt a lot.
But I understand the physics behind a parachute.
I suppose. I think most people would.
Yeah, okay.
Though you find that most things around you are made of metal or crystal.
There's no, canvas. No.
Not in this room.
Leather.
Not in this room, at least.
I'm gonna pick up the orb.
You're gonna touch the eye.
You wouldn't let me poke it with a stick, but you'll pick it up.
Hazel, you've died 3 times today.
That's why. Let's make it 4.
Crew Hazel, you go to grab the eye. Anyone watching Crew Hazel, you see his eyes cloud over in a misty red and black color as his head lolls back. Crew Hazel, your vision grows cloudy, and you fall unconscious.
That's 4, baby.
I just want to point out.
For the course.
I want to point out when you first started describing what happened, you called him Croak Hazel.
I like
Croak
that.
Hazel.
That's way better.
Ribbit.
So I'm just dead. I don't experience anything else.
You eventually come to, and you find yourself standing amidst cloudy winds blowing.
Oh shit.
You're climbing an icy hill in the tundra. And you have finished climbing this hill and look over the valley to see the billowing smoke of fires as you overlook your home.
Oh damn.
What would you like to do at this point as you see your home?
Do I feel like myself from like a second ago, or do I feel like?
Yeah, you feel fine.
Oh,
You feel
okay.
perfectly fine.
I'm gonna kind of turn around and be like, what a weird dream, and I'm just gonna kind of slide down towards my home.
So you quickly bound over the hill, sliding along the ice and snow down as you rush into the village. Strange. It's a lot quieter than you remember. You only hear the howling of the cold wind. As you're looking around, you see dragonborns frozen solid, their bodies turned into a metallic obsidian-like metal. And they're just kind of like standing there twisted.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to my house and my dad's library and see what's up.
You sprint for your house and you see the familiar sight, and running in you see your sister Kala turned into the same obsidian form, her face twisted into an agonized, tormented scream. You see your party on the other side, all turned into the emaciated metallic obsidian figures. A lone figure stands, its back towards you, hunched over the fire, the light gleaming, light reflecting off of something on it and gleaming into the ceiling. It turns to face you wearing a golden mask similar to that of the Farseer, and you see your reflection in the mask. You are old and feeble again. The person takes their mask off, and you see them underneath the mask. It reveals your face, but younger, looking back at yourself. And your vision fades out again as you begin to come to. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
1.
Crook Hazel, you take 7 points of psychic damage as you come conscious again.
I'm dead. I don't come conscious again.
No, you wouldn't get a death saving throw. You just go unconscious.
Yeah, I had 1 hit point.
Yeah, but that wouldn't kill you. You just go
No,
to 0.
I know. I'm at 0.
He's unconscious. He's unconscious.
I'm
You're
unconscious
clearly
again.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So as Crook Hazel, as this is happening, everyone's standing around. You don't know what's going on. You see him convulsing.
I'm not. I'm poking around at the windows.
And then Rosalind, you see some blood come out of his mouth. He starts coughing up blood as he starts trying to come to.
I'll spare the dying on him.
He is stabilized. Kat, you continue to look wistfully out the window for freedom.
Yes. This guy, what is wrong with him?
There's no other rooms or anything. I'm completely oblivious to what's happening behind me.
Nope, there are no other rooms in this area. Also, with that, y'all will level up. There, Crook Hazel.
Thank Christ.
At long last.
Are we just gonna take our break to level up then?
Yeah, we'll go to break as y'all go to explore
Oh my
Magnolia
God.
Delta.
Anyways, guys, Chris. Come on.
I had to
Folks,
touch
you
it. Are you
guys-
kidding me? No one was gonna touch that thing.
I was trying to.
Yeah, nobody that's like not
What? Are you crazy?
well a little.
I was touching it with a magical artifact. That's fine. Probably.
Like, literally, Nettle has tried to poke like everything we have come across.
Yeah, I know, but last dungeon I was like, hey Nettle, stop touching random shit. So I'm not gonna
No.
You gotta hit that hypocrisy, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, we will be back.
All right.
All right,
butts.
are we live, Chris?
Yep.
Because we're all saying butts.
We
all right,
sure are.
Hello, everyone. We're back, and we discovered that the our closed captioning from what we say over break was going to be up. So we thought it'd be really funny to just repeat butts over and over again, so you'd see our wonderful faces with nothing but butts.
It briefly changed some of my butts to Sir Sly on Spotify, so apparently Webcaptioner is in cahoots.
I blame Webcat. I blame Google.
One time it changed all my butts to that's why I sweat butts.
All right. So anyway, for those of you just joining us, catching up, the party battled the Farseer, and Nettle had to chase him down, stabbed him through the neck. Crewcase was unconscious during all this because, as Chris had tweeted, he's been unconscious most of the night. So Nettle stabbed him, but he pressed a button that caused the whole place of Magnolia Dell. Okay, it's a spaceship, whatever. I let it slip. It jumped into the void, and now it's suspended over Ghostwatch. And weird things are afoot in Magnolia Dell as the Oracle aboard turned all dark and creepy, and instead of an orb now, it holds an eye. Crewcase got the bright idea to touch it. Had a really ominous vision. That's where we are.
Cool.
Well, that sucked. I'm gonna stand up and frostbite the orb.
All right.
Can I
How
hold
come
on?
you got to touch the orb?
I had this thing
Cat
I
has no
wanted
idea
to
what
do.
happened.
All right. What would you like to do?
I would like to immediately, suddenly feeling very powerful, turn around and cast a spell at Crewcase.
Oh man, what are you casting at Crewcase?
Death Ward.
Oh my god.
It won't stop me.
Chris, we basically play the same character in each other's campaigns.
Yeah,
it's
I
kind
know.
of funny.
Yep.
I
Oh my
die all the
God.
time, you die all the time.
Yep.
Pretty
It's-
great.
It's vengeance.
All
You inflict
right.
it on each other.
It is.
So, Nettle, you were saying to Crewcase.
I was asking why he got to touch the orb. I didn't get to touch the orb.
Because Nettle, I don't want you to die.
You've died like 3 times today.
I'll be fine. I'm invincible, baby. I've been dead 5 times. I'm up on my feet.
I feel like every time we're gonna say something about you dying, you're gonna increase the number of times that you've died. You're just gonna be like, I've died 10,000 times today.
I have.
And during all this, Cat's still looking out the window, trying to concoct a plan to plummet
I got nothing, y'all.
hundreds of
Thousands of
feet.
feet. I don't have thousands of feet of rope.
Oh, I have a plan. I have a plan. Sorry, I was zoning out counting the number of times I've downed today. But first, I'd like to cast Frostbite on the orb.
All right, so the orb freezes over for a second, and it just kind of like the eye just is there frozen now.
Do I feel like this is something I should blow up?
If this was if like members of your order were watching you right now, they would be telling you blow the shit out of this up.
Okay, I'm going to. Is it like on the ground or he's holding it, right?
It's holding it, yeah. The oracle's
Okay.
holding it.
I'm gonna start tracing my like runic circles around his feet,
All right.
and then I'm just gonna spam Frostbite into that orb until it blows up.
And like the darkened bot oracle is still there, all like rusty and creepy still looking.
All right, well, I have a plan.
A bridge?
Is there a bridge?
A bridge for the ship, of the ship. Any sort of captain's area, steering apparatus.
You're on the bridge and you're holding a telescope.
I like didn't make the connection that the Farseer's eye thing with the telescope. Okay, I'm really dumb. Let's go.
No, it's okay. I described it as a looking glass because
Yeah.
I didn't think it was exactly a telescope. Galileo. I don't want Galileo being mad at me.
I look through it. Do I see anything useful? Magic
let's-
runes?
So where are you looking?
Or just standing in the center of the room, turning in a slow circle, like
As you're looking around, you see like flashes of red energy that would be invisible to your other eye because you're checking. You're like doing one of these. And
How I check to see if my prescription has changed.
yeah, and you notice on one of the walls is a deep gash, and it's glowing with almost like a hot energy.
Oh, I don't like that. I get a little closer, but I do not touch it, and I study it a little more.
So the gash is on the edge of the corridor, and as you approach the corridor that you had entered through before, now in the distance beyond, you hear tormented screaming, howls of pain coming from the corridor.
Does it seem like some kind of dimension portal?
No, it seems as if something like cut it, cleaved it. It's jagged. It's not very neat.
But none of us did that, and the Farseer didn't do it.
No.
So the screams sound like they're coming from the corridor?
The corridor that you came through to chase the Farseer, and the one that your friends came back through after the fight, after the jump happened.
If I stop looking through the thing, the gash goes away. Do I still hear the scream?
You still hear the screams of agony and terror.
That common sense score of 0 at it again. I look through the door into the corridor.
It's dark. Even if you could see in the dark a cat. See what I did there?
I do have dark vision, thank you.
Even if you could see in the dark, you can't see through this.
I cast the one cantrip I have, light.
So you can kind of see in front of you, but if you can you like move it, or is it just on like you?
I think I cast it on an object, so
I believe so. You can't see an object to cast it on. What would you like to try and cast it on?
I have what's in my burglar's pack? I think I have some ball bearings.
Yeah, no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. It sheds bright light in a 20
Yeah,
foot
I
radius.
cast it on one of my ball bearings. Just
all right.
chuck it into the.
Whoa.
Roll me a perception check as you throw the ball bearing down the hall.
Okay. Perception is not one of my strong suits. Oh, but I rolled a 17.
So, as you throw this light down the hall, you see twisted, mangled, emaciated bodies. Their faces contorted as their jaws are stretched into these faces of pure agony. And these bodies are skeletal, and they're obsidian and metallic.
Fascinating. I closed the door.
So you just close the door.
Like full on cartoon. Nope.
All right, the rest of you, what are you doing as this is happening?
Roslyn.
Do we see any of this, or is she just freaking out?
Did you look down the hall with her?
No.
Then you didn't see any of it.
Is she in a separate room from us, so we don't see her at all?
Are you still in the eye room watching Krukazel destroy
Yes.
Then she's in a different section.
I did just call out for Rosalind, though.
I imagine.
Actually, Krukazel as well, that he might be more informed about this particular oddity.
All right, well, Nettle, if I have to go, you have to watch my back. So come on.
She's like, still got her lance, like ready to poke at it. She's like, all right.
You gather in the bridge area. Let's not mince words here. You know what this is.
We're in a sky boat, y'all.
All right, what am I looking at? I'm putting on my doctor's gloves.
Well,
Wait, what?
You have doctor's
I
gloves?
just opened the door.
I'm a dentist, dude.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right.
I just opened the door and kind of Vanna White, like, there it is, have a look.
Oh yeah, that's some jaw reconstruction surgery. So can you describe it again, Alex? Sorry.
So the corridor is dark, And when she throws the ball of light down the hall, you see contorted bodies, skeletal, similar to the ones you saw in your dream that you had. They're, but instead of like flesh, it's like this metallic obsidian substance on their skin. Their faces are contorted into twisted, what's the word? Expressions of agony. And you hear tormented screams coming from the hall, just from
Do they
all
look
angles.
aggressive, or are they just like...
They are still like statuesque almost.
Is there like a door on the other side of this room, or does it just go forever?
It's the corridor you came from.
Oh.
When I turn to look back at the windows, are we still out in the sky?
Yep.
Normal
You're suspended.
material plane looking sky?
You are suspended in the material plane. As the Oracle had said, you cannot maintain a connection to the void.
Where the fuck are these coming from?
So we need to land this ship. Does anyone know how to land a
Is
ship?
there a wheel?
No,
A
so
lever? Any kind of steering apparatus, really?
None that
Are
you
there
can
more
see.
buttons?
Not not any of the conventional variety.
Well, I have an okay, that
Okay.
means there is something here.
hang
but-
on. I have an idea. I can get us out of here like really easily, but I don't necessarily want to leave this giant ship in the air. So I would like to find a way, but if things go south, we just punch out one of these windows and we take off, because I can fly us out of here.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but
And
I'd
so you
like to
said
try to
there's-
solve this, but
Said there's not a conventional steering mechanism.
Reminder. Gray is still somewhere.
oh, I mean,
that's
we
a
can
good
just
point.
go. He's with Corvus, I told you.
Are there any unconventional steering mechanisms?
Yes, I would like to use the game mechanic of investigation to try to deduce what the area
I would love to
might
help
be
her.
used for.
You guys are
Like
so
theory.
boring, looking for solutions.
Literally, Nettle is just looking for more buttons to push or levers to pull.
I'm
Just-
using my telescope, and me and Roz are searching the room.
I'm thinking about my new spells that I want to try.
Kat, as you're looking through the telescope, you see more eyes just kind of appearing in random spots, opening, watching.
I think we should kind of get a shift on. Try and.
Can I investigate, boss?
You can investigate.
Can I roll
I'm
with
helping. You
advantage?
have advantage.
Sure.
Alright, I click the advantage button and then I click the investigate button. I got a 21! Thank you, Cat!
Woo!
Well,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
you're looking around the bridge of the vessel and you're kind of like just surveying. There's crystals and screens and holograms, and there's nothing that would stand out to you, being that you do not really have an understanding of alien technology. Nothing stands out to you as a steering mechanism.
Me neither, because I was
Nothing to-
helping her.
Nothing stands out to either of you. Neither of you really have an understanding. Most people don't have an
Well-
understanding of this stuff.
Maybe we
I
need to
have-
ask the metal man.
Are there any buttons
Nettle,
anywhere?
Roz and Kat would have pointed out buttons to you, and there's a few, but
No, they
pushing,
wouldn't have.
Nettle, there's
Well-
no buttons. I looked.
there's no buttons necessarily. Not like a traditional button. Everything's crystals and weird. And then once in a while, Kat, some of the crystals will turn into little floating eyeballs
Oh,
on
I
you.
want to grab a crystal.
You grab a crystal.
No.
Yes. How
That's
do you
fine.
steer?
Silence.
Does the eyes around the room react to her touch in any way?
Nettle, eventually the crystal in the palm of your hand turns gooey and fleshy.
Ew.
As it turns into an
Ew.
eyeball looking at you, just
Step on it.
Like, ugh.
My
Just shake it
detect
out of my hand.
magic. My detect magic is probably still up. Is anything in particular glowing?
the whole fucking place.
Oh, this is a
Cool.
useless spell.
All right, let's go
Well,
down the torture aisle.
I have an idea. It's a bad idea, but it is one.
No ideas are bad ideas here.
Well, that's what I think you might find.
You guys didn't like my leave gray behind idea, so
No, that's also not great. That glowy cube thing seems to be the powering mechanism for this place. If we broke it, would the ship crash? I mean, it would crash with us in it.
I could fly us out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what about Gray? I don't want to be in a thing that crashes. Like, that is a verb
No.
I don't enjoy.
Hazel can get us out. Once we have it going down, he can fly us out.
But what
Okay,
about
but
The
where's-
thing is not leaving this scary giant ice ship up here.
But we have to leave with Mr. Gray.
Yeah, did Kirkazel share with us what he heard about Gray powering something?
I do now.
Can the DM share with us what he is? 'Cause I don't remember.
Something about a void drive.
Yeah. And would the other players, Nettle and Kat, share what the Farseer said about the void?
I don't know if I heard that. Did I hear that?
You were there for the final bit of
Part
it.
of it. I'll share what I know. Yeah.
Do we think that maybe Gray is on another?
What if he's in the cube?
You think he's in the cube?
I don't know.
He might be. Who knows?
I don't
That
know
would
what
be
if-
bad. The cube made me feel weird.
Yeah, me too.
The room,
I think.
more and more eyes as you're discussing begin appearing in the room, and some of them
Okay,
begin
I
glowing.
think our answer is maybe disable the cube, but I think we must do it very, very fast because we are being watched by a bunch of terrifying extra-dimensional eyes.
I would
We're
like
being
to.
watched?
I would like to use my sword as like a bat, and then just like knock the eyes away from me.
All
Roz
right.
is going to lift up her robe and her skirt and moon the eye crystals.
They seem unaffected by you mooning them. They don't. They're just watching. Just
Yes, you'll watch this. What do you
Oh,
think of
God.
that? Ha ha! Ha! Yes.
Crookhazel's like bright red, like walking away. I thought I was a white dragonborn, but
Okay, well, and she'll drop her skirt and smooth out her robe. I'm done with that. I feel like I've taken care of that.
Crook Hazel, make me an Arcana check.
with advantage, you got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say with advantage.
Oh, really? Dang, that worked.
Yeah.
Hey, I rolled actually decent. 15.
Did you have any mentor figures within the Sons of Winter?
Probably. I assume I didn't just become a member, and just know everything, so I don't really
Alright.
have one planned. But yeah,
You've
probably.
been instructed about these things possibly happening, but they were said to probably not happen, and if they did, you could possibly. You're in big trouble here. This.
Oh, no shit.
This place is not safe, and you're not alone in here.
Yeah.
You've heard of corruption, void corruption before. These are the telltale signs.
All right, time to hurry things along. I don't care what we do, but we're definitely not staying here very long. I think that kind of what happened to that robot fella, and I'll point to him, is he stayed here too long, and I don't want to end up like that. So I think we should
Yeah, no,
probably
me neither. Let's
just
go.
make a decision and go for it at this point.
I say we break or try and find a way to break the cube.
All right.
Okay, I can blast it.
I mean, I could blast it, but I don't.
You have my sword.
I have a knife.
Maybe.
Why don't we just blast it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
blast it.
Just let the music, magic people just fucking.
I have limitless blasts. I'll go back out toward where I can see the cube, and I'll start pew.
Well, to get back out towards the cube, you have to go through the screaming torment hallway.
No, isn't there? There's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
a door in here that leads to the cube.
No, there's a corridor. You have to like get through the corridor
Oh,
to get to
never mind.
the area of the cube.
All right, we got to do this. So I don't
Yeah.
want to grow eyeballs. So let's go.
I'm content with just the two.
Yeah, I could deal with 3, but anything more is a little weird. So
It depends on placement. I could deal with a lot more.
that's true, actually. Huh. No, we should still go. Let's go.
Nettle,
It wasn't
You-
a suggestion.
Nettle, you notice Maximus's temperament is getting a little grumpier. He's
My temperament is getting a
Down,
little
boy.
grumpier.
Down, boy. She's gonna use her sword as a baseball bat again and hit one of the eyes and like, go fetch.
He kind of just like looks up at you, and he's just got a growl on his face. All right. So to get to the cube, you'll have to go through the screaming hallway.
Yep.
Just tell me when you're entering.
We're entering. I'm
We're-
entering.
Yeah.
Going in.
We're going.
So as you're walking through here, lights flicker in this hall as a dark violet tint seems to shower over your vision. The corridor looks almost as if it is spinning slowly as begin to walk through it, but it remains solid. You hear the screaming as it grows louder and can be heard throughout the corridor, despite it being abandoned. And you see the screams are coming from these agonized figures that you saw before, twisted obsidian skeletal remains in a statuesque positions, their faces locked into an eternal face of agonized terror. These screams echo throughout the hallway, and these lights flicker and are prove to be disorienting. And you swear you see some of these twisted, emaciated bodies disappear as the corridor, as you move through the corridor and reappear.
Do any of the bodies look like Gray?
None of the bodies look like Gray that you can make out. They all seem kind of faceless.
Are any of them dragonborn?
They are an amalgamation of all sorts of races: dragonborn, human, elf, halfling, gnome, you name it.
Okay.
Even some races you see that might not even be familiar to your kind. So eventually you walk through the hallway, and as you're about halfway through, everything goes pitch black for a second. The screams assault your ears with a cacophonous dirge of terror. And the lights fade back in, and as they do, you notice that the skeletal remains end up a bunch of them have their arms locked around Cat, screaming. Yes.
I do.
It's just the dice said so. And they're screaming at you, and it's disorienting and terrifying. The rest of you catch this as this happens.
I would like to blast the skeletons that have.
I would like to struggle.
Cat,
Yep.
you struggle, and you're able to break free with no issue, breaking off their arms and they shattering them as you're like, get off me, get off me. They don't struggle back or anything. And eventually you're able to leave the hallway with the leaving behind all the screaming and the torment and the pain of that hallway. And as you leave, I ask everyone to make me wisdom saving throws.
But I'm bad at this.
Have I mentioned the zero
Um,
modifier?
20.
3.
23.
Not natural.
Not natural.
Yep.
Nettle, roll me a D100.
Yay.
My caption says 20 nacho right now.
20 nachos. It's a good amount of nachos to have.
I'd
Had
take it.
nachos. I'm really hungry.
40.
40.
Exactly.
The other two, Rosalind and Kat, what were your...
I got a 6.
I got a 5, assuming that this is not a spell or other magical effect.
It is not.
11?
Both of you roll me D100s.
Biscuits. 86, a nice high
51.
number.
All of you take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh, cool.
Rosalind, you find yourself stunned with terror.
Yikes.
Emphasis on the word stunned. What'd you get, Kat?
51.
You begin attacking the nearest creature.
Who
Who is
is
the
that?
nearest creature?
We'll say it's
I'll
Nettle.
take it. I'm invincible.
Actually, yeah, make it Crew Hazel. You know what? He's a willing.
Well, good
subject.
news. I rolled a 2, so I got a 9.
Okay, and Nettle, you said you got a 40 on the dot.
Yes.
You're frightened. And you begin trying to get as far away from the screaming hallway as possible.
Ah!
I'm frightened
I would
too.
like
Good
to-
call, Nettle.
I would like to mount Maximus and try to run away on the grumpy dog.
All right, you run away on the grumpy dog, avoiding the cube room. Crew Hazel, you feel like a quick, like, swipe of the wind, and you turn around and Cat's attacking you, and you throw up like a frozen arm to block her rapier from hitting you, and it's a madhouse right now.
Yeah, so from my perspective, Nettle just galloped off. Cat tried to kill me, and Roz was just standing there.
Yes.
All
Nettle,
right.
As
Yes.
you're running away
Par for
on
the
the
course, right?
Yep.
as you're running away on the back of Maximus,
Mm-hmm.
you feel your vision grow cloudy with black and red mist. You slump over as you lose consciousness, bobbing up and down on Maximus.
Mm.
Eventually, your vision returns. You're on a battlefield.
Oh no.
You're standing over enemies that you know in your mind that you have slain, your sword covered in their blood. These enemies are in dastardly, sinister-looking armor. Perhaps it is Karalesh the Black Wolf and his Knights of Sin. Or you put an end to the conquering wave of Imperial Kovith. It matters not. You stand victorious, holding the flag of the defeated enemies outside of Acorn. But it's not cheering that you hear. You hear your family calling you, telling you to return home. Being a hero is not for you. It's not for little children. You hear the jeers and insults of people you thought were friends. And you hear Roz and Cat saying behind you, she couldn't have. No way a wee babe could have stopped the Black Wolf.
I did it. It's right here. I did it.
And as you hear the jeers, a man steps forward in armor. You recognize this armor, the one man who always believed in you, Sir Gregor. And he approaches you. He's holding a blade made of red metal, swirling with fiery magic. You can't help but almost feel compelled to grab it. And he kneels down and holds it before you. Knight Nettle.
Thank you. At least someone sees the potential I have.
I offer you this blade as a sign of your heroic deeds.
I'm very heroic. Thank you very much.
And he's kind of like does like the whole take it, like kind of like trying to like beckon it towards you, like
Yeah, and will grab it and like hold it aloft in a very heroic pose.
and as you do so, Sir Gregor's voice twists and becomes otherworldly, and it says, "You know what to do. Rip and tear until it is done." And I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay. 13.
Your vision goes blank and you reawaken and you are filled with rage. You're angry and you just want to lop off heads. You're angry at your friends for not believing in you. You're angry at the world for turning its face on you and jeering at you. And you hear a whisper. I shall consume you first. And Nettle, you are in a different room. All right, we'll get back to Nettle. Everyone else in this chaos. We got Roz just... we got Cat trying to beat the crap out of Crew Hazel, and Crew Hazel's like, what is going on? It's like that scene. It's like that scene in Community when
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover walks in, like there's
The pizza, like,
fire, and
I'm gone for 3 seconds.
So Hazel, what do you do?
Does Cat stop?
She keeps attacking you for what seems to be about 9 minutes.
So
you're like,
screw
"Get away
that.
from me."
After like 10 seconds, I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
All right.
Can I voluntarily fail my
Yeah,
save?
we'll just say it works for narrative reasons, and you're stuck there.
I'm just gonna
now that-
encase her up to her head in ice. Just stop.
Stop it.
No. And then there's Rosalind, just kind of like stunned, terror, deer in the headlights look.
I'm just gonna kind of tap her on the forehead. Then I'm gonna turn around and pretend to leave, and then boom.
Rosalind, you eventually come to as Crew Hazel's poking you, prodding you, and messing with
Rosalind.
you.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, you'll see, Cat is now encased in ice. Nettle ran away, and you just stood there for a while, so it's been a good few minutes.
Why? Why is she icy? Why is she on ice?
Yeah, I don't know. Here, and I'll snap and just break it off of her.
Do I feel the urge to kill anything? I mean, I usually do, but
Not as strong as usual.
cool.
Not as strong as usual.
And that was some scary shit. Okay, where's the child? We should go fetch her, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just sigh and turn around and walk towards where Nettle went.
Okay.
Yeah, we go that direction.
Nettle,
Yes.
go back to you. Let me scroll up to find my notes here. You're standing within a sort of great hall area. There's kind of some tables set up. There's some etching of art in the wall. And there's a great rug on the floor and tapestries that hang. They're inconsequential. They represent the 4 pillars of creation. In the center of the room, sitting cross-legged but floating, is a pale yellowish person with pointed ears, and the skin appears to be aged leather. They sport long grayish spines on their chin, sort of like a beard. They wear simple robes, but the robes have like the reflection of void energy in them. And he just sits and meditates, his eyes open yet unseeing. If you would like to make a nature check, you may.
Am I
do so
still
now.
angry?
The anger is subsiding. You're not as angry as you were before.
Okay. Oh boy, everything I have -1, 2, 11.
Nettle, he looks like a guy. Or
Nice.
they look like a person. And they just
Who
kind of
are
float
you?
there. And as you call out, who I was matters not. What matters is who you are.
I'm Middle Swiftfoot, mighty hero.
Ah, mighty hero. Perhaps indeed, perhaps not. We shall see.
You doubt me?
I do not doubt. I merely observe. And as you're talking with this guy, the rest of you come in and you see Nettle standing there with Maximus. She's talking to a person sitting cross-legged, floating in a very zen-like pose. You know, like the meditating pose.
He's wearing yellow robes.
He's wearing just plain robes. They're swirly. He has yellowish skin color.
Oh.
If anyone wants to make a nature check to identify this person, at least their species, feel free.
Please.
I don't think I did it because that's what's my nature?
15.
5.
Cat, there's a strange guy floating in the middle of the room.
Whoa.
That doesn't seem normal.
I got a
Rosalind, are you
15.
making a nature check here?
She's not proficient. I feel like this isn't something she should know.
All
probably.
right. Crew Hazel, you maybe met one in your travels, or you've at least heard of the GIF people.
Mhm.
You know that their origin is not of this world. That's about it.
Gotcha.
Ah, you've brought friends, I see. You must be the ones who brought me here. My meditations have been interrupted.
If we did bring me here, I can assure you it was not intentional. Sorry to interrupt your deal.
Oh, no, your intention seems as this may be an unintended consequence of those actions. Something that many people do not consider are the consequences of their actions. As my granddad used to say to me, who can make the muddy water clear? Let the water be still, and it will become clear on its own.
And
I'd
who are
like to
you?
make a vibe check.
Who are you?
Who I was.
Oh yeah,
here
we
to-
did this. Okay.
What matters. Well, you weren't there for that.
Oh, gotcha.
What matters is
Vibe check. Does he seem trustworthy or menacing?
insight checks for those who are worried about the trustworthiness of this man.
Yeah, I trust him.
I don't. 17.
I got a 5. Who is this dude? I don't know.
Rosalind, you're kind of actually digging like his whole calm vibe, like not freaking out,
No,
'Cause
these
you
are
just-
good vibes. Yeah.
I like it in
just,
here.
You just
Yeah.
ran through the Hall of Screams. This guy, really calm, cool, collected, in like the midst of what the hell is going on around here.
What a refreshing change. I would vote for you. Yeah.
Cat.
I like this.
He's very difficult to read. He's deadpan neutral as he's speaking. He doesn't really make any significant expressions or any sort of nervous twitches, no tells, nothing. And he kind of gets up from his pose. and
Is
just
he
kind of
armed?
No, he's unarmed. He has like just that beads around his neck. He's very simply dressed.
Cool. I don't trust him.
Children are the purest of them. They know they have yet to be corrupted, and yet to shirk worldly desires.
Are you calling me a kid?
You are young in spirit, much younger than I am.
Hey, what did bring you here?
Could you repeat that question?
What did bring you here?
Well, it appears that something passed through the void where I was meditating. It pulled me with it.
That tracks.
Probably our buddy. Probably Gray.
Yeah, do you know things? Do you know things? Our friend is a battery? I don't know what that is, but someone said it.
It's when you attack someone.
Oh.
His name is Gree. He
I
is
have-
also Gree. And he
I-
wears purple.
I have heard of such things in my travels and my time. Sounds like something my more aggressive and more violent brethren would do.
Your brethren?
They're part of my people, but we split ways long ago.
Wouldn't happen to be a cult of an eye, would they?
No.
Out of
No.
character, I know exactly what this guy is.
Though,
I don't.
you say a cult of an eye. The void is full of many entities, some powerful, others merely existing. Their power can draw many who have hearts full of desire. Though, the entities, their motivations cannot be understood. They exist outside the bounds of reality. Surely, though, you would know that, Dragonkin.
Yeah, I do know that. But I guess we're kind of looking for something more. How do we get our friend back? How do we get out of here? I feel like, it's not necessarily your job to tell us, but we could really use some help right now.
Perhaps I could help, perhaps not. I just wish to return to my perfect state of enlightenment. For I long ago shirked desire. I shirked the worldly ways. I gave them up with the help of my order.
That sounds like
What is
that sounds
your
zen.
order?
My order, yes.
What are they?
What are we? We are many, but few
What
in
is
one.
it called? The name of your order?
Ah, yes. It's not of this world. It would not matter to you.
Okay.
We come from far beyond. So how I ended up here is the machinations of your unintended consequences.
Well, I'd leave that more at the Farseer's feet, personally.
Ah, the Farseer. I've seen him peer into the void once or twice.
Yeah, the kid killed him.
She did. It was very impressive. Put
Would you
put a
stop
lance
calling
right
me that?
through his throat.
I only called you that, Nettle, because I wanted to kind of rub it in his face that he called you that. It's like a deep thing. It's fine.
There's leers.
I am incapable of malice. I want to make that come across. If my words offend, it is unintentional, for it has been quite some time since I have spoken or
Okay,
interacted with others.
This spaceship thing, flying boat, whatever the fuck it is a little bit terrifying and very steeped with void energy, and we would rather not get, infected and grow a bunch of eyes. So if we could speed this along, really appreciate it.
Oh, you are aboard an Adelian vessel, a void
is correct.
sailor. I knew Adelians in my time here in the material plane. They always trifled in affairs that they shouldn't have. And perhaps I'm not the only thing that tagged along when you came back.
Well, that's menacing. How do we put it back?
There are perhaps so many ways. Perhaps the Adelians left some sort of clue behind. Or you'd have to make sure that it does not get the better of you, for they feed off of desire and emotion. It is why I am able to traverse the void and remain unharmed.
Okay.
All right, we're going to blow up this cube.
I would not recommend
Thoughts?
that.
Okay.
And what would you recommend for? I don't want to put these in any particular order, so I will say A, getting our friend Gray back, and 1, getting off of the ship safely.
He looks over at you slowly. Pray tell, why should I offer my assistance to you? It seems you do not seem to understand the width of your consequences, especially considering
Again,
you are
I
star
leave this one at the Farseer's feet. This one doesn't feel like it's on us.
But you are star-touched, are you not? Your actions have waves that you cannot see.
I didn't choose that either. Okay, this is all very zen, like Hazel was saying, and very like, oh, yeah, up here. We're not up there. We're just doing our best. And we don't want to be floating in a giant boat way above a city, nor do we want our friends being sucked for energy. It's just not good. So we just want to wind that back a little bit, and then we can move on with our lives, be on our way, and not worry about all this. This is way more than I want to deal with.
I'd recommend then looking deep within yourselves. Things that corrupt your mind and your soul. The things that you hold, the chains you have forged for thyselves. Break those chains if you hope to make it out of here.
No offense. I'm sure to you that sounds like very helpful, straightforward advice, but I have no idea what that means or how it's going to help us get out of this ship.
To me, it sounds like, because my chains, as far as I'm concerned, are to each other, that he wants us all to abandon each other, and then when we're solo dolo,
agree behind.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
They
Well,
are
that's not gonna
spiritual
happen.
chains. Chains that weigh on the heart. Not physical chains. Chains that would bind you. Your hands or your
How's
feet.
that going to help us stop this ship?
Look, I'm going to just be blunt. You really got to spell it out with this crew. Yes, there's...
These entities feed on your desire and emotion. I had stated this before.
Mm-hmm.
The more that you have weighing on your soul, the more susceptible you will be to their influence.
I've got nothing.
That is the biggest lie ever. The one who has got the most pure of heart here is the young halfling girl.
Well, sure,
Well,
of
that
course.
surprises no one.
As I said, it's why I like those who are young in soul. The chains have yet to be forged.
All right, Nettle,
Hey,
you got to get us out of here.
Like a
You
weird
there,
weapon.
Star
Did you notice
Child.
that?
He looks pointedly at Cat. You there, Star Child. You have many burdens that weigh on your soul. You are tortured within. and you will never be able to actualize as long as you hold on to them.
Nettle would like to. Nettle would like to turn to Cat and be like, oh, "What's a star child?"
Do I know what a star child
That's
is?
a reference to us being star touched.
I'm not a star child. Am I a star child?
Not that I am aware of.
What's a star child?
Do I know what that is?
Your theory is probably correct, Krukazel, if that's what
Thanks.
you're asking.
Dank. I
You're
did it.
special.
I did it.
And he looks over to Rosalind. You too have much that weighs on your soul. And not only have you forged chains to your own soul, you forged chains to others as well, more powerful than thee.
I don't have a soul.
Everything that the astral star has created has a soul.
I don't know that the astral star had much to do with me until recently, to be honest.
The feeling of abandonment by the Creator. It's a very common feeling, one born out of desire, born out of pain and suffering.
Hi, lesson. I'm all for dealing with our past. That's not true. I'd rather not. But
You will eventually, if not
that
here.
is not reassuring. I still am not clear on how that helps us get this ship out of the sky. Also, find Gray. Finding Gray is very important.
Your friend is aboard the vessel somewhere. I can tell you that. I can sense his essence. He is connected to one of a holy realm. And that energy sears through here like a spear in the dark.
Whoa.
All right, so you're saying I just need to say my trauma out loud? I can do it.
You need to face your inner selves. You need to face that which makes you
My inner self is a bitch.
angry. You will have to see the side of yourself that you've perhaps never seen.
Do I have to do it in front of everyone?
Yes, Nettle Swiftfoot.
How do you become a star child?
You are born of the star. But young child, I see great things for you should you make it off this ship.
Yes.
Your soul is connected to another.
Nice
Ooh.
job.
Is Nettle holding a weird glowing weapon?
No, she is not.
I'm gonna
Okay,
reach down
cool.
to give Nettle some knucks real quick. Nice.
Good fortune. Good fortune.
You, dragon, you mask your pain and suffering behind confidence and funny quips.
And candy. Don't forget the candy.
My past self would probably have a belly laugh over what you say.
Well,
I feel like that was more of a compliment. Thank you. Ah, damn it! I did it again, didn't I?
Now, beware, for if you leave the entity aboard, it will be let loose into this realm.
Can you tell us how to put it back? Or what it ends, or how to look for it, or literally anything helpful?
You need a vessel for it, or perhaps send it back to the void.
Sending it back to the void would be good. How do we do that?
We are aboard as a Delian void sailor, are we not?
Yeah, but the robot thing said it didn't have enough power to sustain a connection to the void.
Perhaps I could be of assistance. But, as I said, I want you to learn the waves of your actions, the consequences across worlds that your actions can have.
okay.
Do we understand the concept of different worlds?
Rosalind, you probably would, given your arcane studies. Krukazel does, due to his understanding that the void exists. Cat and Nettle would probably be pretty clueless. Other worlds are like maybe heaven and hell to them.
Well, would the biomancers be interested in that sort of stuff?
Yeah, you've probably heard of other worlds. Like you might
A
be.
little bit about it.
Nettle's understanding would be a little more heaven, hell, the more basic side of it. Unless she went reading Randy's massive library yet again.
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Probably not as much.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, all right, well, this was very helpful, thanks. And I'm gonna turn around and go over to a corner and get out my notebook and start meditating, essentially.
Cat has no idea what to do next.
Weird ass monk. Check mark.
I'm just gonna be writing with my eyes closed, like really, like grumpily.
Nettle's gonna go straight up to Cat and be like, "Oh, Miss Cat, isn't that amazing? You were born special."
No.
Yeah. You can't become a star child. You are a star child.
I don't even know what that means.
But it's special. Sir, what? Explain star child, please.
She is of a divine birthright.
Ooh, that sounds good. This sounds cool. Yeah?
To be honest with you, Madam, not really.
I perhaps should have not told, for I can already see another chain forming.
Okay, that sounds so cool.
A chain forming, you said, or falling?
Forming.
Okay.
She always insisted that we were special growing up. I thought, I don't know. If that's the price of being special, then I don't want it.
Yeah, your desire doesn't matter. It is what is. You cannot change that. You can learn to live with it.
Metal is very lost here.
I'm gonna be trying to let go of my chains in the corner.
Cat is like mentally wrapping the chains around her wrists, like, I'll fucking fight you with these.
I'm just gonna be like, it was an
Beat your
accident.
ass with my emotional chain.
It was an accident. No one got hurt except for you. It's fine. It's over. I'll just keep repeating that, not actually believing it. But...
Okay, my chains. Where me? Where am I? We gotta get rid of things. What am I?
I feel we've already seen what your chains are. You failed the test.
Oh.
What test did Metal fail?
Not one of physical prowess. That she has. She's proven. That of trusting herself, believing in herself.
I don't believe it. She
Oh,
is
Nettle's
very
wonderful.
small and young, but I have never seen Nettle fail at anything she tries to do.
No, she's a badass. Sorry,
Yeah.
pardon
I
me.
don't believe she could
And
fail
that
a
is
test.
where the
Yeah.
problem lies.
Yeah.
She succeeds, yet there are those who would doubt her. And those doubts seep into her soul and form chains.
Well, we don't doubt you, Nettle.
I don't doubt you.
Yeah, I might want to eat you, but I don't doubt you.
Yeah, hold on. Rosalind, you want to eat Nettle?
That's
I think you gotta
sometimes.
just take that one.
She gives you like she gives you like the equivalent to like you send something very supportive to, like you send a very supportive text to your significant other and they respond K period.
I'm gonna go over to Nettle and like kneel down in front of her and put my hand on her shoulder and like pull my hood back and be like, Nettle, you literally killed two of probably the fiercest enemies I've had in my entire lifetime today.
Yeah, I did.
I know, I'm saying thank you, and I appreciate that. And I don't think we would be here without you.
Forget the killing things. Well, out of
Rosalind,
all of us, you're the best person here. We're all kind of awful except for you.
Hey,
Doesn't feel like it.
Well, Kirk Hazel's not really awful. He's fine.
he's just fine, I would say.
I mean,
He's
not
okay.
bad. He's good. I guess he doesn't give candy to random children, which is questionable.
It's not creepy.
What's a bit?
Rosalind, how are you handling this whole chains on the soul thing? Like,
I think she's pretty much her entire free adult life been focused on avoiding the chains that bind. So, talking about stuff that's weighing on her and binding her, etc., she's already trying her best to let go and escape these things. So, I don't think these would be like mind-blowing things for her. It's like, yeah, yes, and okay, great. I've already done the best I can. What more do you want from me? Sort of thing.
and as you're trying to ignore them, your vision goes cloudy, black and red. You convulse as you try to fight the encroaching forces on your mind, but have slowly give up, curling into a ball on the floor as you fall unconscious. You slowly come to, your robes soaked in a briny water. This is an area familiar to you. A nesting room, a nesting pool, a spawning pool of some sort. You're surrounded by large eggs in front of you and behind you. You hear voices whispering, "Why did you leave us? Come back. You abandoned us."
That would imply that there's like an us to care about, and I don't think that is the case. It's more like a egoistic swarm, and that's not even a real person. No.
The eggs in front of you begin cracking, and out of them crawl familiar faces to you. Faces you have not seen in quite a long time. They just keep they're others of your kind. They look excited to see you, but soon their joy turns to sadness and fear as the other clutch of eggs behind you hatches. And those that hatch out of those eggs are your newfound friends who've been spending a lot of time with recently. The Star Touched. And you feel a chain clamped down on one of your arms. A large, almost emaciated, borderline skeletal, but like black and pale, draconic figure in the dark pulls on it with a great strength. Its haunted face peers towards you with crimson eyes. Your friends on the other side, the party, are holding bolt cutters and are trying to reach you. But no matter how close they seem to get, you seem to get pulled just a little bit further away from them. And as you get pulled closer to the draconic figure, it opens a giant maw as it says, "Ah, Rosalind, how I've missed you." Your vision fades again. Roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I got a 20.
You're able to shake off whatever feelings of anger would have welled up inside you should you choose to. And you come to lying on the ground in this great hall where everyone else is kind of confronting their inner selves at a moment.
Kat, if she just saw Rosalind collapse for no fucking reason, she's freaking out.
So you run over and you're like, "Wake up, wake up, wake up." And eventually she does come to.
Rosalind, what happened?
Just having, that was a weird vision. I feel like this guy person is doing weird things to us. This is not.
That I have nothing to do with.
Is he lying? 5 check.
I don't believe you.
You can insight check the Mang.
Not gonna bother because she just doesn't.
Bad.
believe him.
Bad.
5.
So he's very difficult to read. Neutral, almost deadpan. The Zen masters are the hard ones to read, right? And as
Please
Rosalind
do.
begins awakening, you see more of these gashes forming on the wall. And they're almost as if they're being cut with a blade.
I think something's trying to cut its way through.
That's ominous and probably terrible and not good. We should get out of here, probably.
Yeah, we should go. We should probably definitely go right now.
We have to send this back.
Mr. Glowy Monk thing. How do we accomplish that?
There are multiple ways. There's, of course, seeking out the Adelian failsafe somewhere aboard this ship. There's also sending the vessel directly back to the void, where it will remain.
Okay, how do we do that?
And there's one other option. Shift
Yeah.
the possession of the void entity to something or someone else.
What does that mean?
No, no.
You'd
We're not
share
doing that one.
your soul with it. But
Oh,
you would
no, I
need
don't-
someone pure and without desire, without rage or anger.
I get
Someone-
Okay,
Someone
Lowell
who's-
and Nettle, I've seen you get pissed before. None of us fit the bill.
Someone whose
option A
chains
or
have
B?
already been broken before.
A or B. I'm not connecting one of my party members to a giant spaceship. That's not happening.
I never said it had to be one of your friends. It could be anyone here.
Are you volunteering?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I neither volunteer nor not volunteer.
I mean, would it hurt you?
It could not hurt me. This void entity.
Would you be willing to take the ship and make sure nobody gets hurt?
I do not wish to see this void entity ruin the work that me and my brethren set out to do long ago.
Okay, how do we transfer the ownership of the ship to you?
You must find its avatar, destroy its avatar, and bring me its essence before it can retreat.
Okay, gotta walk through. Okay, good.
The YouTube video.
How to transfer void energy.
I don't really know how I feel about just leaving it with this yellow guy either. Like, I
Well,
don't
do you have
really-
any other idea? How do we get it to go back into the void? I don't know. How do we?
well,
do
he said we had 3 choices.
Okay, well, the first 2 were send it back into void. I don't remember what the other one was. What was it?
So if you tie your body to this here vessel, does that mean you have to go with it, or can it just fuck off without you?
I would, as you said, would have to fuck off with it.
I like that you swear. It's fun.
These words mean nothing to me.
That's fair.
Fuck is a strange word. I don't understand what is so humorous.
Yeah, I know. You again, past life, you'd belly laugh. It's a whole thing.
I've only said it once. I didn't think it was your.
You only said it once, Nettle?
Yes.
At me.
Ooh, we're gonna have to.
I've inspired Nettle to fuck.
And I'm the creepy one all the time.
No, Rosalind's creepy in her own special way.
She tried
Yes.
to keep my house.
That's
I didn't try, I did. Sort of.
And she got high on your house.
All right,
And
we
then-
gotta find this avatar, either
and this-
one way or the other.
This gift monk looks up, and these are the ones you entrusted your power with.
Okay.
If I could fear for this realm,
Great heroes.
I would right now. But I am
Probably a good
incapable of
goal.
fearing.
All right, let's find this avatar, team. Yeah, one way or another. I'm not super keen on giving it to this person,
Mm-mm.
but I'm also we got to do it one way or the other. So
I'm just saying I could take it. I could do it.
No. No. You want to be a hero of the realm, right?
Yeah.
Can't be a hero of the realm if you're stuck in a void ship that's not even in the realm anymore.
very true, Niddle. You would just be up there forever doing nothing on this ship.
Oh,
get
the-
full
Be a
board.
warrior.
It doesn't sound
you'd
very
get
fun.
bored, and Minutes Maximus couldn't go.
Ugh.
Yeah, it would suck.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
You don't want to do that.
No, that sounds.
Listen,
You wouldn't have any dog food. Yeah, it's just a whole thing.
I gotta admit, I was kind of tuned out there for like a minute or two, so I missed some of what he said. I was busy thinking about this terrible vision that I'm sure he gave me to torture me.
He said we could tie somebody to the ship, and then they would go off into the void, but we'd get rid of the ship and we could return. But he said he would do it, but I'm not super keen on just like screwing this guy over forever.
No, aren't you good at void stuff? Didn't you go into the void and you were fine and it actually solved all your problems?
Yeah.
I found him there almost dead.
But
Well,
not
I
fully
would-
dead.
All right, so brass tacks aside, I would definitely do this.
Except none of us can do it. We are all chained up.
Well, I'm gonna try my best in the next half an hour to not be chained.
No, we have a ready-made person who has
What are other
shut
options?
worldly chains already.
What
Our other options
there?
are nettle, which we're not doing,
Nope.
and this person.
Okay.
wait, we
but
have to
our
send someone?
Our other options.
Yeah, can we
no.
not send someone to the void? Maybe it's just an experience. Excuse me, creepy Zen guy. If someone were to go to the void just hypothetically, are they stuck there forever, or do they just have a bad experience and it's like, oh, what a bad trip, and then they might be able to come back, or
I was there for quite some time. At least, that's what it would feel like.
Can we go back over options A and B? One was just like destroy the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
One was tie it
One
to
was
this guy.
the first one was find the fail safe.
Right.
The second one was something, and the third one was to sacrifice somebody.
Destroy is not an option.
Okay.
You
what was
lack the
second
proper
option?
tool.
It was. This is out of character. I'm not doing the accent.
Find the fail
So-
safe.
Fail safe, tie
Fail
it to an unchained person, or what was the third one?
Send the ship directly to the void.
Okay, we do not know how to do 3.
Yeah.
We don't know where the failsafe is, and we don't have enough time to look for it, probably. Unless, I don't know. Would
Yeah,
we
do
have
I-
any idea
do
where
I-
the failsafe is?
Do I get the feeling that like an entity is trying to come out of this? Is that like what's going on in my head? Like in Chris's head, yeah, but like
It's reasonable to say after, with your previous knowledge and with
Okay.
this.
I mean,
Astral
Kat
monk
stared
is
at the
saying-
wall and was like, I think something's trying to tear
Yeah.
its way through.
Look,
Yeah.
I just feel like this guy has said he's already been in the void and spent some time there, and he's clearly fine. He's so zen and in tune with the universe. I think he'd be fine. I think we should just let him go if he wants to go. He's willing
He
to
said
go.
it wouldn't hurt him.
Yeah,
I will
let
not
him go.
sacrifice an innocent person for a personal gain.
It's not a sacrifice. He's gonna hang out there for a while.
This doesn't help us at all.
He's
all right, how
putting
many
himself in
how many
timeout.
chains do I have to drop? If you can see all our chains and stuff.
No. Just where's the thing so we can kick his ass and put it in a How do we put it in a vessel?
You would have to let it consume you.
Wait, hold on.
Sounds
You'd have to
uncool.
let it enter and stay.
That doesn't sound pleasant. Or
Nah.
Steve.
If
Nah.
you did that, would you get superpowers?
The entity has powers that are beyond the realms of reality.
I see we
With
do
great
it.
power comes a great price.
Okay. So we go fight the thing, kill its vessel. One of us takes it into ourselves, and we bring it back to you, and then you take the ship to away. What happens to the person who took the thing then?
That's hard to tell. It depends if the again the spiritual chains.
So
how
it
the
just
entity
stays with
uses
them?
Well, it depends.
I thought the goal was to send it back, so it wouldn't be in this realm anymore.
You could have it use you as a vessel, but if you could suppress it through having no emotional desire.
I don't think that's gonna work out for us.
Especially not for you.
Suppose you didn't have emotions.
No.
Just hypothetically, if you were clearly I'm a human, but maybe you are some species that's known for not having emotions.
Yes, they are humans.
like
Obviously, humans.
Yes, correct. Biology
sever
lab.
your chains, or
It would maybe perhaps make it easier. I cannot speak. If you are talking about yourself, I can tell you that you still have emotions despite claiming not to.
Hey,
I don't know
still
about that.
stuck on the fact that then the Eldritch Terrifying Entity would be in our plane, which is exactly the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish.
okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
All right, let's give him the entity.
But, hold on. No. Because
I
if we
can
use
travel and
ourselves as a
come
vessel,
with. I'm not completely
Uh,
stuck here.
I
Oh.
still feel like we're missing the point here. If we use ourselves as the vessel, so you can transfer your ownership to the ship and take it back into the void, then one of us still has the entity in us and it's on our plane, and we do not want that to happen.
No, we're just gonna put it in him.
Oh, that's fine.
Wow!
I don't understand why you are all okay with this. This does not seem very good.
I'm not. I'm
Um,
just telling you the plan.
But it does not seem good, and it feels illegal.
Nettle,
It does.
how is it any different as if we did it to you? How is us doing it to him less okay than it is for us to do it to you?
He's willing to do it.
He said he either volunteers or not volunteers. That does not sound like active, enthusiastic consent to me.
I'll do it.
Sorry. Do we have your enthusiastic consent to do this?
I am incapable of enthusiasm.
How do you agree? And are we not like holding it against you? Like, are you okay with this?
Why should I?
Because you just said yourself you don't want this creature in this realm and it would be bad?
It would be bad, yes.
I'll
But
do
again,
it. I'll drop the chains.
No!
I can do it, yes.
Okay, he's gonna do it. Let's go.
I just want you to understand the consequences that your actions carry.
Okay, what are the consequences of this particular action that you're so concerned about?
That I cannot see. I am not within the realm outside of time.
How can we understand it if you?
The best way to understand the consequences is to experience them. Let's go.
Either way, we gotta kill it, right? So let's go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you can go back the way you came. There's another room that you can go into here, or you can kind of just continue onward through corridors into near the area you had to run through to reach the cube room when you were fighting the Farseer.
Do we have to go through the screaming hallway again?
No, Screaming Hallway's way behind you.
Oh, good.
Good.
Thank
That place
goodness.
sucked. Well, if we only had a limited amount of time, where should we search?
Well,
Should we split up?
no,
Yeah.
there are a handful of places that we have not. How many places have we not been compared to how many we have been? How big is this ship? It's like
Let's
the
see.
whole church, right?
All the ruins.
You still have like a whole other sector to explore. The whole other, like, there's a whole few rooms you haven't explored.
Let's
I
go
feel like he
that
has a
way.
map in front of him. Just show us the map, Alex. Just show us the map. Oh wait,
I can't see
I
it.
can't see it.
see it. No.
If you'll also notice the grease stain on the map from when I was
Ooh,
eating
nice.
pizza. in
Oh, very
town.
Every good
You know-
D&D map.
Us Githzeri monks gotta eat too, right?
Yep.
So you move through. So you move through this great hall, and you pass through this darkened room that is circular, and it's a small temple. You just kind of pass through it. There's plates and circles above this room. They open up to reveal the sky above you. Images featuring a great pointed star guiding a group of humanoids. Following this wall etching shows these humanoids eventually getting into the great vessel that sails amongst the stars. And then painted red over this religious imagery is the word, "First came the void." And then there are also eyes coming from the altar in this temple, just kind of watching you go by. You eventually, let's see.
Yeah, I'd rather not stay in any room that has active eyeballs watching us.
Yeah.
We've determined that's probably bad.
So we can see the eyeballs without my looking glass, right?
Correct. Just one second. Looking over some stuff. All right. So you enter a large room. It's cluttered with so it's kind of like got ooey gooey stuff all over the walls, all over the floor. You see kind of like some tendrils and whatnot coming out of the ground, hands holding up crystals and objects. The room is also filled with obsidian slick fleshy beings that remain still. They have strange twisted bodies, large asymmetrical teardrop-shaped heads full of tendrils that kind of reach backward behind them. Their faces swirl into a hole, like a black hole almost. They have two sets of long, spindly arms and a body that looks like a mess of a rib cage, ending in two legs and a tail that looks like many tendrils shooting outward. The tendrils wave about, but these creatures remain immobile. They're in various positions, many of them in positions like this, with their arms stretched outward and open. And one stands in the center with its arms folded like this, and suspended above its folded hands is a strange-looking tome, covered in tendrils and slug-like creatures.
Tome? A book?
Yes, a book.
I mean, we gotta get that, right?
Yeah, that seems important.
Do we?
I check for traps.
Go for it.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad, y'all. What's my investigation? Not good. 1. So it's a 4.
This room could be just anything could set off the void. Who knows?
I don't see shit. I'm more concerned about the walls that have eyes.
Now you notice eyes are starting to appear inside the black hole swirliness of these creatures, and it kind of flickers between them.
Anybody know Mage Hand?
What's the plea here? What are we doing?
Are there any snakes on this space plane?
There's slugs.
I can totally summon snakes.
Well, then you could talk to them. That'd be fine.
Yeah,
Trying to use my nature ability.
yeah,
Oh
yours.
my God.
Right.
So nothing in here looks alive, right? I mean, like, the statues have wavy tendrils, but they're inert, right? They're not.
They're inert, but they're fleshy.
Okay.
All right. I'll
Are they
touch it.
breathing?
What are you touching? The
I'm
book?
gonna go up to the book.
creature?
I'm not gonna touch it yet. I'll
Right.
go up to the book and try to read the cover.
The cover is fleshy and has tendrils, and
Oh,
it's like
yuck.
covered in like a slick mucus-like material. And there's like little slug-like creatures crawling around on it.
I'm going to give
I'm getting
Fang,
upside down vibes.
I'm gonna give Fang a kiss on his little triangle head.
Bye,
And then I'm gonna
Fang.
be like, buddy, go get that book.
Go get the book.
Oh no!
I'll step
Okay,
back.
Motor. So Fang picks it up with its two little back talon-like legs and flies it back over to you, and it's holding this like fleshy book. There's like a slug drops off of it.
Oh, grossy. Okay. Good buddy. Okay,
Does it
drop it in,
explode as he's hovering there?
Uh,
drop it in Mama's hands.
so you just this wet, slimy, fleshy book is in your hands now.
Oh, Hazel. Okay, come take this. It's not cursed. Just it's wet.
Dr. Gloves.
Hurry up.
All right, I'll open it.
All right. When you open it, can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yes.
23.
Nice.
Hazel,
Oh,
as
shit.
you open this tome, first of all, it's going to appear in the handout section. Second of all, many of the words are in runes or symbols glyphs that you cannot understand. The book is slimy as you flip through the pages. The pages themselves not made of paper, but of like this weird mix of like just gross, fleshy yuckiness. You see a tendril kind of like flip through the pages and turn
Oh.
to the page you're looking for. Some of
Handy.
the words
Do-it-yourself index.
appear readable before you. Feel free to read
Is it up for
those.
everyone or no?
It should be up for everyone.
I
but,
see it.
Okay, I'll
Hazel,
read it,
since
yeah.
you're opening it, feel
Sure.
free to read it.
Adalian defense efforts for Contaminant of ruins. Corruption is likely possible should the astropath shielding fail while void sailing. It is imperative each fleet vessel is fitted with a blank crystal. A bunch of scribble. I am oblivion cometh. I cannot be contained. I shall feast on your rage one by one. It's ominous.
Good thing I
That's a
can't
fucking
feel rage.
buffet. She's
me to-
just really angry all the time.
I can blow it up. We need it.
What do we need?
The fleshy book.
I can blow it up,
Okay.
probably.
Well,
That's gross.
It is gross.
seem dangerous.
It seems gross.
I mean, when Krukazel tried to open it, it did like hurt his brain, and it felt like his skull was splitting.
Oh yeah, maybe that's bad, and we should not use that. Is there any other useful information on the book?
Go ahead, roll investigation. See if you can find.
I'm not looking at it. I'm dumb.
I'll do it. I'm also dumb, but I'm holding it. Oh, that's pretty good. 18.
My
So what are you trying to
wisdom
find
is
in this book?
0.
Just flip through any other legible words.
There's one word that eventually does become legible. Bearnothalax.
Can you spell that?
Bearnotholax.
There no
Yeah.
thalax?
Bernothalax.
It's very difficult to pronounce. It's a name you shouldn't know. You definitely, when you read it, you know that you shouldn't know this name.
I'm gonna put it on the ground and try to blow it up. My ruined thing.
All right, so you do conduct your little ritual. You do you freeze the fleshy book. The slugs on it crackle and disintegrate, and you destroy this tome.
All right, next.
Looking around the room, you also see a chest. It's
I like
covered in
chests.
fleshy tendrils and
Oh, never mind.
slugs, but it is a chest.
That's bait.
Perhaps it was here before.
I don't trust it. But I want to know what's inside it. I
I wanna-
do not touch it. I try and slip my knife. Is it locked? Does it look locked?
You can, you don't know. You can't tell just by looking at it. It's all
But there's not
covered
like
in-
an obvious padlock on it.
No, there's not an obvious
Okay.
padlock on it.
I try and wedge my normal knife, not my fancy one, under there and pry it open.
So you do. It's like strings of like tendons
Eh.
and gooiness are holding it closed, but you're able to and like some little toothy growths are trying to like latch it closed. You're like, no, get out of here. Ugh, ugh.
Ugh.
And you open it. Roll me a
Ugh.
D100.
Oh fuck!
That's good.
It's the third time tonight.
Gotta love those D100s.
11.
11.
Oh.
You find a set of robes in this chest. They're dark azure robes, but they are almost as if they have the night sky
Ooh,
in them.
Pretty.
They are very pretty.
dang, that could be lit.
Pick them up.
You pick them
And-
up, and they kind of shimmer, and like you see like kind of like constellations in them and nebula in them, and like they kind of glisten and shimmer.
Are there any like markings on them? Anything to indicate maybe who they once belonged to, or like if they were part of any kind of order or organization?
You see a lot of symbolism for the astral star on these.
That seems very Krukazel.
Seems
So
appropriate.
many
I'll
items.
stuff them into my bag.
Stuffs robes into bags. Sorry, Krukazel, not today, buddy.
These are mine.
I don't need any more items.
Listen, sparkly robes, my aesthetic.
No, I don't need them. I'm glad you're taking
Said
them.
my aesthetic, they're mine.
Good, take them, please.
So just to be clear, should I not be trying to crack what those runes mean? That was destroyed, right?
The books, yeah.
Yeah.
I blew it
Okay.
up.
I already cracked one of the words.
What is it?
I'll let it go. No,
No.
it's done. They're gone.
She looked up the font.
No, I did not. I like puzzles and linguistics. I was a psycholinguistic. It's fine.
What's the word? I want to know. I want to know.
Book?
Containment.
She's good.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, from here I can crack the rest. Wait, maybe I should not be spending my time doing this.
Some of it's just random letters slammed on a keyboard.
I figured as much because it didn't make sense, but that's okay.
Yeah, some of it's just letters I slammed on a keyboard, and also had to change some symbols because the Daedric alphabet, yes, that is the Daedric alphabet, fun fact, there's a symbol that looks really similar to a non-savory symbol, so I was like, oh, we're going to avoid that one.
Yikes.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I think it was a
Yeah.
very unintentional thing, but it's like, oh, this could be misconstrued, so I was like, we're just not going to have that symbol in there.
All right, so Kat took a robe and immediately hid it in her bag.
All right.
And I
Kat,
wasn't like being sneaky about it.
I mean, if you want to roll an Arcana check, see if you know what these robes are.
I assume with
I-
detect magic, I could see that it was.
It's definitely magical.
3.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure, both of you can.
21.
Ooh.
No. 22.
So, Kat, due to recent things that you may have just been told about yourself, you kind of can tell what these are. These are robes of. This is a set of a robe of the stars.
Dude, that thing is so. Oh man.
What?
Nothing. It's a
So-
good item.
What?
It's a good item.
You may cast the Dancing Lights cantrip, and while you wear these robes as your armor, you get +1 AC.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking, but that's good too.
I'm going to put them on. So my AC goes up by 1, and I can cast Dancing Lights.
Correct.
Do they
Cool.
stack with your armor you already have?
I was gonna ask.
I was gonna say they don't stack with armor.
Yeah, because you'd have to like, it would be like wearing robes over your armor. That wouldn't work very well, probably.
Okay, I'll figure that out later. Because if it drops my AC, I'm not wearing it because I have the light cantrip already. I can just throw ball bearings around.
So yeah, Chris didn't realize there's already an item called the Robe of Stars.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just like, what? You're giving us that right now?
Oh God, no, God, no.
I was like, we're just gonna go to the astral plane and just have a new campaign. I mean,
This
it's,
is this is
What is-
actually a robe of stars or the robe of stars _
yeah.
Yeah, we're going Starfinder, y'all. Let's go.
The robe of stars 1.
Yes. So you have this book, you have some knowledge. You can go back into the room where you originally fought the Farseer. You can go left into the cube room, or you can go straight to a room you did not go to before.
Straight.
It is.
I vote Caucaso leads the way.
All right. As you're moving through this, Kat, you're the only one left. Your eyes go misty red and black.
I'm the only one. Okay, I was like, I'm
We
the only one
died.
left? What happened?
Swirling
We died.
clouds of a nebula. You try to fight this energy that lulls you to an unconscious, falling to your knees and then collapsing onto the floor. You come to your senses laying on the cold, hard brick ground. You're trapped within a cage, syringes attached to tubes stick in your arms with a flowing, glowing liquid. There's a door to this cage, and you might be able to pick the lock.
I try.
So you pull the syringes, these IV type deals out of your arm, and you go and you're able to pick the lock quite deftly, quite easily with your experience now that you've had. And upon exiting, you see a faint light in the distance shimmering. You begin to walk down what seems to be a never-ending corridor. You hear screams from your past, experiments of others gone wrong, experiments on you, on your sister. You hear the whisperings of Dr. Nora Lynn and Dr. Branson discussing what to do with the two Partridge girls and their unlocked potential. They snicker amongst themselves and talk about using the divine blood. You eventually feel the ground give out from under you and you begin to fall, but you're caught by something coming out of your back. Looking behind you, you see two large feathery wings carrying you forward and keeping you from falling. Eventually, you reach the beam of light, and it is coming from the sword of Corvus, who you recognize instantly. And he stands before a large containment tank containing Lillian. And in your way stands Dr. Branson with your friends, snickering, laughing, all holding syringes ready to poke you. Branson waves his arms and begins to control Corvus like a puppet, utilizing bags full of blood. Corvus charges you, and in a flash of light, you find yourself laying on the floor. Please roll a wisdom saving throw.
10.
You can't help but feel anger as you feel as if almost you were betrayed by your friends, seeing your sister in pain. You take 5 psychic damage, and you're filled with resentment.
Yeah, that tracks.
You can proceed forward and through the room. Does anyone react to Cat passing out? Alrighty.
Just a
Yeah,
day in the life.
I
No.
feel real loved, guys.
Yeah, I think I would immediately, if I don't know if I would notice her starting to have her eyes change colors and maybe starting to get a little woozy. I try to catch her so she doesn't just hit the ground.
Yeah, you can catch her as she goes unconscious, and you do the wake up, and eventually she does come to.
Cat? Yeah, baby, you okay?
I think so.
You think you're okay? You've always been a good thinker, so that's good enough for me. Okay, to your feet. Let's go.
You begin.
Yeah, get up and go.
You continue forward, and you enter this room full, and around the walls are shelves of books, tomes, and all sorts of things, but also skeletal obsidian arms and tendrils are coming from these shelves. More of the twisted bodies, similar to what you saw in the Hall of Screams earlier, are in this room, contorted into a strange macabre dance of torment. There are outstretched faces in a permanent scream. In the center of this room is a humming red crystal. It floats suspended above a small pedestal. The lights in this room flash harshly, and the light bounces off the crystal in the center of this room.
I look to our monk friend.
He's just floating behind, just kind of
What?
watching, observing.
Do we break it? Or
Did you
Ow.
read the tome? This is perhaps what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the nonsense word we couldn't read, crystal, and every ship needed to be outfitted with one, but apparently it failed on this ship. Do we break it, or would that make it worse?
Yeah, it was not the crystal that failed. It was the astropath shielding.
Not a scientist. So is this the vessel that we're supposed to break, or?
Perhaps. It would seem likely.
Yeah,
I don't
it
want to break
says
it if it's gonna mess things up.
it says it is imperative each fleet vessel is fitted with a blank crystal. So if we destroy the crystal, that might be something that the vessel doesn't have. Maybe it'll go back home.
Okay.
Is that okay? Like I'm moving forward, okay?
Yes. I
Metal,
have
as
my
you-
sword like a move.
As you
Okay,
step
yeah.
forward, all the hands of the figures, the arms crumble away and the hands hit the floor. And they begin crawling like spiders in the night that have just had the light shone on them. And they're crawling in this writhing mass trying to cover the crystal, and they begin crawling towards you.
Nope, don't like it. Slash.
All right,
I lunge forward and start smashing hands.
all right, you start smashing hands.
Sleet storm.
Krukazel pelts the hands with a sleet storm, and they're all slipping on the ground, and they're falling down, and they're trying to move around.
Max,
You know what?
go
Fuck the
fetch.
hands. I go for the crystal. Fuck the hands. Krukazel's got him. I go for the crystal.
So Maximus runs forward with you. Please roll me a dexterity saving throw as you try to walk through this stream of
Come on, dice. Don't fail me
crawling
now.
hands.
For me or for Maximus?
For Maximus
14?
and Cat.
Oh goodness, I don't know what his modifier is. I think it's a +2.
All right.
It doesn't matter. He fails. Like I rolled a natural 3.
All right. So as you run through these hands, they're clawing, they're scratching, they're crawling on you, grabbing your throat. Some of them are trying to shove themselves down your throat. You
Bleh.
take
Gross. Gross. Gross.
12 points of bludgeoning damage
Can
and
I
slashing
uncanny
damage.
dodge?
Sure, for 6.
Yeah.
All right, so you do that, and you're able to grab the crystal. And when you do, the hands kind of, and they just turn over and disintegrate. And you notice there's another door in this room to your right, and the back the way you came. But there's another ooey gooey chest in the corner as well.
Let's pop it.
Yeah, I'd stay maneuvered, not touching it, using the edge of my blade.
All right.
This one is gonna bite us in the ass, isn't it?
Mimic.
Fucking-
No.
The Dark Souls mimic sounds.
Yeah.
Roll me a D100, somebody.
I got it.
Yes.
76.
Cat, you pry open the chest, and when you do, a soft blue light shimmers on your face. Inside the chest is a sword.
Oh,
It glows a soft blue. The blade itself forged out of almost like a bluish metal.
Heck
kind
yeah.
of sword.
It is. Let me check real quick. It looks like it's a great sword.
Fuck.
Hmm.
I can't use this.
Hell yeah.
Nettle?
I can't even use that.
That'll
You
screw 'em
can
up.
technically.
No,
What
but
is
I use a shield.
Not anymore, you don't, Nettle. Let's go talk to Sir Gregor. You're gonna.
I need a shield.
What can I Arcana check it? What is it?
Go ahead and Arcana check it.
17?
You know that the Aedelians sometimes use the power of the moon to enchant their weapons. And it was the guiding moonlight that would aid them in their wars against whatever they waged wars against.
Stop giving me weapons that are cool but also too heavy for me.
You also know that this weapon, if you have the proper strength to wield it, you might be able to wield it with one hand.
Nettle!
Eh,
Do you want this? You might be
What
able
is-
to wield it with one hand. It's possible.
Nettle.
How strong must I be?
Nettle, how
She
strong
puts it-
are you?
She is 17 strong.
You feel like you're like lifting and you're like almost there, and you feel like you're just short. You need
No.
Worked
Just
out
wait
just
until the next level up. Then you'll be
one
good.
more
Oh.
day. You could
I
have.
feel like if I had one more strong, I would be able to do this.
One more
So you
strong
wanna- you can-
indeed.
Hold on to that until you do get one more strong. I'm quite far away from that. Being
I
able
can-
to use that.
All right, I'm going to do some push-ups, and then I'll be able to do it.
Pulling the cane jacks.
A good friend of mine used to have us on a workout regimen.
Oh, you mean mom, right?
Yep.
Okay, I give the glowy sword to Nettle because I can't use it.
Badass.
One more strong.
Oh, hello, Jonah Rico. I didn't see you in the chat there. I've been DMing this game. Thank you for coming by.
You've been busy playing
I
the
know.
game.
I
They
know.
were, I don't know if you saw my message earlier, but they were saying that they wish we were turned up a little bit, especially you,
Oh,
Alex.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Chris, audio boost us, buddy.
Take us to 11.
Take this shit.
We were already at 11.
Take us to 12.
Holy shit. What? They've gone to plaid.
Ludicrous speed.
Y'all went ludicrous speed. That's what happened in this session.
Basically,
Oh.
yeah.
I'm popping that Discord in for Jonah Rico here. Pop that Discord link in so they can come say hello. So you can continue into this other room if you so desire. Nettle, you have this kick-ass sword now.
Hell yeah.
Once you actually identify what it truly is, I can send you the stats and whatnot.
I don't know what it is, but it seems cool.
Wait till level 8.
Nettle doesn't know anything about magic, really, so she's not even going to be able to make an Arcana check on this. She's just going to be like, all right, sword. Nice.
Rosalind, you know, due to who you are chained to,
Your sorcerer's origins.
My sorceress origins, yes.
you know
Oh, yeah.
that The sword is forged from a combination of moonstone and dragon bone.
Whoa. Wait, you can't use that.
What the
That's
heck?
illegal. That's my bones, Nettle.
Bro, that's my skeleton.
It's dragon bone, not dragonborn.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So if you
Very
wish to
similar.
share that, but yes, the sword is made from moon rocks and dragon bones.
Oh, yes. That's some very rare materials there. They know
It
what
seems
to
very
do.
easy. I need one more strum.
How
You'll-
do you
you'll get
feel
there,
about wielding bone blades?
Was it made from the bones of a bad guy?
Well, it depends. How do you feel about Corkazel?
Oh, shit.
Mr. Kukulu is a very good dad grandpa friend.
That's all I've ever strived to be, Nettle. That's all I've ever strived to be.
Well, it's mostly moonstone, I think, from what I can tell. But also, kind of a rare material that I've worked with in the past. So, it's got dragon bone in it.
Why have you worked with
Oh.
Dragon Bone, Rosalind?
Prior job, it's not important. We don't need to get into that right now.
Fun
It's not really
job.
important.
When
things to
we're
worry
off
about.
this ship, we're gonna have a chat.
I will talk to you anytime, okay? So that'd be great.
All
I feel
right.
like the party's gonna need a really long chat after this. That
Yeah.
that gets Sarai Monk really spilled some beans there.
Spilled the beans.
Cat is in denial.
Cat's going through some things.
She's
Hazel's still unsettled by the blood he drank, so that's a long burn.
So we'll wrap up soon, but I got one more thing I want to do because y'all are like almost there, and then unfortunately we will not be getting off the ship this session. We will be getting off the ship next session.
The ship is
we
ours.
need
you mean.
Gray.
We own
We
this
do need
ship.
Gray.
It's our ship.
Well, it's a good thing that you're going to be entering
hope
this
so.
room next if you're looking for Gray. How
Go.
convenient.
Wow.
Maybe we stop here.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's actually kind of perfect because Ryan will just be able to jump right in, and it'll make perfect sense. I couldn't have
Oh,
planned
yeah.
it better. I'm amazing.
Okay.
All right, that's the show.
So you enter this room, and it features large glass cylinders on the ground, almost like coffins. And inside them, they have wires and pipes that hook up to the wall, and these pipes lead towards what you could guess is the cube room. You see in one of these, well, you see in some of them, you see on them there are like little void puppies, and they got like these little like ooey gooey tendrils. They're trying to like on one
Void
of them.
puppies,
All the
I
other
miss them.
ones are left alone. You look in, they have those twisted, contorted, obsidian skeletal bodies, but there's one that they're all like
Does
trying
it
to get
seem
in.
like maybe these obsidian creatures were maybe the original crew? And this happened to them when the shielding failed?
I wish I knew Fireball.
I don't know. I've seen Event Horizon.
Scary. Alright, I assume there's something important in this other.
Metagaming. Man, I wonder who's in that one. So when you do go to approach the glass coffin, the void puppies just kind of scatter. They're very skittish. They don't really want anything to do with prey that's gonna hurt
Go
them.
on, get.
Generico,
Food has
for
teeth.
reasons unknown, wants to know if you could repeat what they sound like, those little tentacle void puppies.
Wet noises.
Yep. What's the
Oh, man.
caption say?
Oh, that's a good question.
The caption?
No, it doesn't have anything.
No, it doesn't pick it up.
Bum.
Darn it.
Sorry to those who are using our closed captioning. It's slurpy noises.
Slurpy noises.
That's all you gotta know. Slurpy noises. But they disappear like wow, and they run away when you approach the glass casket. And within is none other than your boy, Mr. Gray. He's unconscious, kind of just sitting in there, and
What's that?
Weather warning.
Oh no! Take shelter, Alex.
Sorry about that. It was my roommate,
Seek
so-
shelter. Rage entities coming for you. You see Gray in this casket, swirling with like purple, voidy energy. It looks almost like purple, violet, clouded.
Well,
I
let's
start
match this
looking
as
for a way to
aesthetic.
try and get him out.
All right. So you're kind of just poking around the room. Roll me investigation checks. Anyone else have any other ideas for getting him out of this thing?
I'm currently looking for any place I can like wedge a knife in, or hell,
Yeah, I'll
is it
count
It's
to
very
10.
smooth.
Smash it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll count to 10 and then I'll start blasting it.
Yeah, I back away, and you're like, Rosalind?
You can freeze it off, yeah.
Oh,
Don't
do you want
hurt-
to freeze
don't
it
hurt
and then
Mr.
I'll
Gray.
blast it?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
that's
what
what
did
I
you say, Nettle?
Just don't hurt Mr. Gray.
No.
He's
that's
tough.
not right.
Tough guy, tough guy.
You freeze it and that'll make it brittle and then I'll blast it and it'll go and then it'll be great.
All right. I will do so.
And then
All
I
right.
will do so.
So, as a team, you're able to carefully lift the lid off of Gray's containment battery thingamajig. It's getting late. My descriptor, I've been like on top of my descriptor game, at least trying to be all night. It's
Oh, yeah.
starting to fail. So you're able to pop Gray out, and he seems weak as you pull him up. But then that void energy around him, his hands wrapped in his robes, you see a sword. Nettle, you recognize
Oh.
this sword.
Oh, sorry.
Similar metal to what you saw in your vision. It swirls with like a sort of black fire engulfing it.
Oh, it's an evil sword. Don't touch the sword.
Gray
It's evil.
begins to grow bigger. He's wrapped in this void energy wrapping around him. It forms this weird flesh and also like just spikes and tendrils, an elongated head with a spiny tooth-filled skull-like head forms, and this skull, and then the giant horns that they don't end in points, they end in like a sort of weird curved blade thing. They form, and this tongue comes lolling out, and it's just, I shall feast on your rage, one by one.
All right, we gotta smack Mr. Gray.
That's what the book said. That's what the book said.
And we will end things there as the Star Touched are about to face off with the Avatar of Rage. The Avatar of Bayonaire Tholax. That mouthful word that I came up with.
That's great.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Thrilling.
We're good.
Woof. Thank you, Alex. That was metal and sci-fi. You have achieved my goal for the evening.
I would just like to say that if I had not been snapped out of my my stupor by Roz, I might have TPK'd the party.
Dude.
Yep.
Tough. Tough girl.
That would have been very sad.
I do believe Nettle could kill us all.
You took down 2/3 my hit points. And
I think that's how we'll end. Like that's how we'll all die.
I got
But
a
not
little.
all at
Nettle
once.
finally gets sick of our shit.
I always knew this would happen.
I was a little afraid when she was dominated person and just like almost dunked Rosalind like round one. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I was
Took me
in
down
trouble.
like 30 hit points.
I was like, I rolled that 20-sided die and came up a crit, and I was like,
The one natural 20 tonight would be against the
I
fellow
know.
party member.
To
wouldn't it?
be fair, though, if anybody deserves it, it's
Maybe that'll feel a little better after the argument now. Like, yeah, I smacked the shit out of you. Okay, we're good
Oh, no,
now.
but I was using no damage during that fight where everybody died. Let me
she
help you
feels
with that.
terrible.
I wasn't gonna say it because I didn't want to ruin the tone, but Nettle hits Roz. Oh my god, don't tell mom and dad. You're okay. You're okay.
No, she feels terrible.
So as we're wrapping up, I noticed we have a new friend in the chat. Thank you, Jonah Rico, for joining us. It's a pleasure. Everyone in the game, everyone who views, that's why we do it. Plus, we have a lot of fun. This is a bi-weekly game. We run bi-weekly games on Wednesdays. So we will be back with this game specifically, SteamSpell, on the 23rd of the month. We have a nice handy calendar if you scroll down into our bio stuff, because next week we'll be continuing our other bi-weekly game that Chris DMs, and I play a very similar character to Crew Hazel, very unintentional.
We should just make
I
them the
play
same.
a very angsty ginger. Which game am I talking about? Who knows?
Who knows?
I play Shield Mom.
Shield
Shield
Mom.
Shield Mom.
And we got to get Megan in there someday.
Yes.
Let me guest star as a villain.
Save.
Ooh,
No.
you could guest start next week.
Let me know,
Guys,
Chris.
we're gonna die.
And then along with that, we have some Jackbox game nights coming up, and those are fun because audience members can participate in them. And we might be able to get to new one. We're working on it. We also have a Cobalt Ate My Babies one shot that Abby will be running, and we will be running Nerdburger Games Die Laughing on the 24th and the 31st in honor of Halloween. It's basically comedy horror, cheesy B horror movies from the 80s as a role-playing game. And on the 24th, we'll be playing with the creator, Nerdburger Craig. And he's really cool, and it's going to be awesome. Like, how often do you get to play a game with the person who made it? It's going to be great. You might see some of our faces in some of these. We're also going to have tons of guests. We have tons of guest opportunities that'll come up. We'll make bringing them up in the Discord. We can go around now and who you are, where can we find you, and what other things are we working on? We'll just kind of go in the order of the layout. So we'll go Chris.
You already plugged my stuff. Got AB next week. We're gonna watch the TPK, so that's really cool. Megan's gonna come in and kill them all for me. So then we'll start a new campaign after that.
Nice.
Just
Fair.
kidding. Yeah, that's about it. Abby, go ahead.
I mean, if you kill Shield Mom, I'm just coming back as a horny part. I hope you know that.
I won't be running another game.
All right. So obviously you can find me here. I'm on both Wednesday games. I'm running Cobalt Ate My Baby. I will be in one of the Die Laughing games, and I'm running all of the Jackbox game nights because I own all of the Jackbox games. So I have to.
I do too.
Okay, Chris is running it next time. Cool. I also do a really cool podcast with Alex called Stats Will Roll, where we do some random character generation, and it has its own Twitter now, which is very exciting news for us. And doesn't even know this, setting up our Patreon.
Nice. Yeah, that's the first I'm hearing of it. Also, it's so good that Abby's actually considering playing one of the characters in another game she's playing in.
Yeah, that one will be streamed, but maybe.
Olga.
We'll see how it goes.
I should. You know what?
Give me Olga or give me death.
Shield's mom is essentially Olga.
That's fair, yeah.
So Lucy.
Yeah, I will be at the Cobalt Ate My Baby, and I will be at one of the Die Laughing, I think the 24th one. I have a big announcement on the 27th that will be on my Twitter, which is Bluebird Draws. I'm under that same name on Instagram. I did most of the art for the channel. So if you want to see more of my art, both of those places are good places to look. I think I play Brenan Winlielo, an angst wizard who likes fire, on the other game on Agora's Bells. That's it.
Ryan.
Okay, cool.
I'm muted.
Role play all night.
So Ryan will be back next week. And he's might
2
be trying
weeks.
to. Oh yeah,
2 weeks. Next time.
Next time, yeah. I confuse myself with that, man. Son of a bitch. Megan.
Yes, this is my home. I refuse to commit to anywhere else because Chromatic Chimera is my one true love. That being said, the next time you'll be able to see me, I do play around a little bit. Next time you'll be able to see me is on Friday at Roll the Roll. That first roll is with 2 L's. The second roll is with an LE. We're finishing up our second edition Pathfinder game. We should have just like a couple sessions left. So come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then if you do want to catch up, we upload all our VODs to YouTube. They should all be under their own separate playlists. Do bear with the early stuff. We had a lot of tech stuff go wrong early on. But we got all kinds of other links. If you scroll on down, you can find who does the art for us, our Twitter, our YouTube, and all kinds of other fun stuff. And yet again, thank you for joining us. This has been the Chromatic Chimera. Mamas and Moomies, good night.
Bye.